And we're live on YouTube.
All right. Close that up. Close this up. All right. Welcome everyone to our reading of Game of Thrones, the pilot episode. We read one Game of Thrones episode 2 years ago, I think.
Battle of the Bastards.
Yes, that one. A lot of action descriptions, that one. This one is going to have a bit of action descriptions, but a lot of characters. It's their introductory episode, so every character gets a little bit of backstory, not an awful lot. And if you haven't seen it, like a few of our cast members have not seen it yet, then you might be in for some surprises. But otherwise, we'll introduce ourselves and who we're playing, and then get right into the reading. So starting here with player number 2, actually, Padmini, who's stepping in for someone today, so she's going to read this cold.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. My name is Padmini Sukumaran, and I live in New Providence, New Jersey, and the parts that I'm playing is reading the actions and descriptions in section 2, and then I am most excited to be role-playing Daenerys Targaryen. It has been a dream of mine for many, many, many years. Such a beautiful, uh, deliciously complex character, the mother of dragons. And I also play Caitlin, and then, yes, so that's it. And that's also quite a nice, complex character. Thank you so very much. Yes.
All right. Let's go down to Haley.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley Bayermeister. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm a local actor there. I go by she, her pronouns. I will be playing a variety of characters as well. Robb Stark, woo! He's way cooler in other episodes, but I very much like his introduction into this world. Robb Stark is awesome. The younger son of, yes, Ned. And then I will be doing actions and descriptions a little bit. And then I'm also playing Pycelle. I forget his first name. I am a definite Game of Thrones, I've watched it way too much person. He has a full name though, but Pycelle. And then I get to be Jaime Lannister, and then Jorah. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Awesome. Let's jump down to Aubrey.
Hi, all. It's been a while. I'm back. I'm also sick, so that's why I sound so weird. Anyways, I'm playing Eddard Stark, Joffrey Baratheon, and Khal Drogo, and action and descriptions. Doing some of those as well. I am also a Game of Thrones Knight, I guess. I've read the books and I've watched the whole TV show except for season 8. I wasn't gonna watch it. Nope. All right.
Hot cake.
Oh yeah, it's bad. I've seen enough video essays about it to be like, yeah, nope, not. I'm not watching this.
All right. Anything else you want to add, Aubrey?
The what?
Anything
Sorry.
else you wanted to add? Are you done?
Oh, you can find me on at Luthien the Fair. I have new music coming out soon. I've been working on some more new originals, so stay tuned for those.
Awesome.
That's it.
All right. Let's go down to Jackie.
Ouch.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Hume, like Zoom. I go by Jackie. Not Hume and Zoom, just Hume rhymes with Zoom. Anywho, pronounced she, they. I live in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm a Jackie of all trades, teacher, lawyer, actor, director. And tonight you will see me portray a variety of roles. Some that I don't know how to pronounce, but we'll see. Ser Raymar, Viserys Targaryen, Redhead, Sarah Roderick, Bran Stark, and doing some action and descriptions.
Okay.
You can follow me on Instagram at JY_artiste, artist with an E, Jacqueline Elizabeth with an S for Elizabeth, on Facebook, and on YouTube, it's C'est Jackie, CEST Jackie, JCKIE.
And I have no idea if their names come up in the script or not, but it's, even though it looks like Sarah, it's their funny way of pronouncing Sir. So he's a
Oh,
knight,
it's Sir.
Rainer.
And it's Targaryen.
Targaryen, not Targaryen. Thank you.
And Viserys and Daenerys. So
Viserys and Daenerys.
and Daenerys is his sister. So those are the names that are hard to pronounce. And Illyrio, I think, is a hard name to pronounce, but not that you're playing him. But everything else is hopefully able to be pronounced easily. All right, let's go down to JC Gomez.
Hello everyone. Hello. I'm JC Gomez from Manila, Philippines. My pronouns is they, them. And I am playing the role of Joey, Will, Hulen, Robert, and doing the actions and descriptions number 8, page 40 to 48. And you can follow me on Instagram. I have 2 accounts there. You can follow my official personal page, JC Gomez Official, at JC Gomez Official. And you can follow my official podcast page, the JC Gomez Show, at JC Gomez, at the JC Gomez Show. You can listen to my podcast the John Claves Gomez Show. Just type the John Claves Gomez Show on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Vicky.
Hello, I'm Vicky Dykes. I'm an actress in Central Alberta. My pronouns are she, her. Today I will be playing Theon, Cersei. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong.
Cersei.
Cersei.
Cersei is like Jersey, Cersei.
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 Okay, woman's voice. Sentry, and I'm doing actions and descriptions at the beginning and near the end. I'm on.
And also Master Lewin.
Sorry?
Also Master Lewin.
Oh, yes, Master Lewin, yes.
Or Maester.
And you will find me on Facebook under the name Vicky Dykes. I'm also on Instagram. I'm YogaGramma10. And I'm on Threads.
Awesome. And then Heather.
Hello, my name is Heather Lee Cameron. I live in Lethbridge, Alberta. I'm an actor, I am a writer, I am a creative freelancer. Tonight I'll be playing Garrett Jon Snow, Dronks the Hound, and reading actions and descriptions. You can find me on social media under Heather Lee Freelancer on Facebook, Heather Lee Cameron on Instagram, and the Storm and Latter-day Saint on YouTube. There's other places, but I'll just limit myself to those. Anyway, a couple things coming up. Quick introduction. I was in a live reality game this summer that was filmed, and that's premiering on November 28th. And a virtual film I had 3 characters in is going, tickets are going on sale for it on December 1st. It will be aired online, and the money will go to the food bank, Feeding America and Food Banks Canada. So please invest in that. Other than that, I am openly looking for work. I am represented by Faces of Wendy, and I am very excited to be here and hone my craft as an actor.
Awesome. That's exciting, Heather.
Yes.
And then, see, I'm Kat Wilson, she, her, Gig Harbor, Washington. Tonight I'll be playing Illyrio, Benjen, Arya, and reading some action descriptions. Oh, and Tyrion Lannister. So we've had to do a lot of recasting the last minute, so some of us may forget who we're playing, especially me.
And you know what? I forgot my pronouns. I apologize. They're important. They matter. She, her.
All right. And I think that's all. Didn't forget anyone, right? Okay. So I'm going to put our screen share up here, and then we'll get reading on our pilot episode. So just a quick little preview. It's a lot, the map of, not that we'll see a map, but the map of this place looks an awful lot like England. And we'll start off in the northern part of, the very northern part of the 7 kingdoms, way beyond what they call the Wall. Let's see, there's the script, okay. So share. All right, can you guys see that? Probably a little small, huh?
Yes, I see it. I see.
Oh, that's a little too big, isn't it?
Yeah, a
This
little
part of the
small.
screen up. Is that too small? Would that work?
Is there an in between?
Is there an in between? That's a great question. If I get out of full screen here for a sec.
While you're doing that, the live Verada game that's premiering on Friday is called Maroon Cursed Kingdom, and it can be found on YouTube just for a point of interest.
So awesome.
I will send links to everybody.
Please do.
Yes. And the thing that's the thing that's going on sale, the tickets on December 1st is called Twice Upon a Time. Again, I will send links.
If it can only be both ways, that's okay either way. Oh,
Way too big.
bottom right, maybe play with that. There's a a magnifying glass.
Oh,
Bottom
there it
left.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could probably play with that a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like I can only go up in one. Yeah. That's
Yeah, and it just gets huge after. That's fine. That
Okay.
works.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I'm making my screen bigger, it's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna move my cast list over here so I can.
Quick question, is Sir Waymar and Sir Raymar the same person?
No, they are different people.
Okay,
Sir
okay, cool.
Roderick, I think, is Saint Raymar is, and then Sir Roderick are the two you have.
Yeah, no, I just see Waymar, Sir Waymar,
Oh,
and I was like,
Waymar,
where is
yeah,
that?
if it's in whatever, there's only one Sir in that scene, so if it's in the scene you're supposed to be in, that's yours.
Okay, so Sir Waymar is me.
Yeah, it's probably a typo.
No worries.
All right, let me make that, get rid of the other stuff up there. All right, that look good?
Speaking of looking good, why are there so many cute people in this chat? It's just amazing. It's making me happy.
Let's get going before we run out of time. Because I know Aubrey has to leave at a certain time, so.
All right.
Exterior clearing day. Snow drifts across the bodies of the fallen dead. 8 corpses lie frozen on the ground. Men, women, and children, wearing heavy furs. The wind whips through their long hair. At the edge of the clearing, Will, 20, a young ranger dressed all in black, surveys the grim scene from the back of his gelding. He gathers his reins and guides his horse south. Exterior forest dusk. Will rides hard between the towering pines, his horse's hooves kicking up fresh fallen snow. He comes to a halt and dismounts beside 2 tethered horses. His comrades, Garrett, 50, and Sir Waymar Royce, 18, crouch beside a stream, filling their skins with cold water. They rise and look to the newcomer expectantly. Sir Waymar is gray-eyed and graceful, with an aristocrat's air of command despite his youth. He wears a supple coat of gleaming black ringmail and a lush sable cloak. Will and Garrett also wear the black of the Night's Watch, but their clothes are far less regal, their leather and fur battered from hard usage. Garrett wears a hood for warmth.
We should start back. They're all dead.
Garrett offers Will his water skin, and Will takes a drink.
Any blood?
Not that I saw.
How close did you get?
Close enough to see they was dead.
Or sleeping?
If Will says they're dead, they're dead. We should head back to the wall.
Did the dead frighten you?
Mormont said we should track him. We tracked him. They won't trouble us no more.
You don't think Mormont will ask us how they died?
He walks towards his horse. Garrett and Will exchange a troubled glance. Exterior empty camp night. Moonlight shines down on the clearing. The ashes of the fire pit, the snow-covered lean-to. If there were corpses on the ground before, they're gone now. The 3 riders enter the camp. Their horses seem spooked, as if they smell a predator nearby.
Your dead men seem to have moved camp.
Will looks around, confused. He knows what he saw.
They were here.
Spotting something shimmering on the ground near the fire pit, he walks his horse closer, dismounts, and looks down. Lying at his feet is the hilt of a steel longsword. The blade has been shattered into 1,000 shards. Will stares at the shattered sword. He knows what this means. The dread on his face is unmistakable. From his horse, Garrett looks at the ground. The indentations where the bodies once lay were still visible, as are the faint but unmistakable footprints leading away from them.
We have to move. Now!
He is interrupted by a neigh. Will's horse, riderless and panicked, bolts from the campsite. Sir Waymar's horse rears back on its hind legs, throwing its rider to the ground before galloping after the first horse. Garrett struggles to keep his own horse under control. Sir Waymar stands unsteadily, brushing the snow from his cloak.
Gods.
He's staring into the darkness at the edge of the clearing. Sir Waymar turns to see what the young tracker sees, a shadow emerging from the forest. A figure steps into the moonlight, tall and gaunt, with flesh pale as milk. It slides towards the rangers on silent feet. Its armor appears to be carved from ice. Its sword is translucent, a shard of crystal so thin it almost seems to vanish when seen edge on. Sir Waymar's voice cracks like a boy's.
Stay where you are!
The other keeps coming. Sir Waymar draws his sword with trembling hands. Will, standing near the fire pit, and Garrett, still on horseback, draw their own swords. The other halts. For the first time we see its eyes, bluer than any human eyes, a blue that burns like ice. They emerge silently from the shadows on all sides of the clearing. 5 of them, 6, 7, their strange swords shimmering in the moonlight. Garrett can no longer control his panic horse. It bolts from the clearing, ignoring its rider's commands. The others watch Garrett flee. They turn back to Sir Waymar and Will and begin to advance on the young men. As the circle closes, the others speak to each other in a language they've never heard, with voices like cracking ice. Waymar and Will stand together, class distinctions forgotten, 2 boys about to die. They steady their sword hands and mutter quick prayers as the others descend upon them. Credit sequence.
Art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Close on a pair of ancient gnarled hands writing a message on a small parchment scroll. The old man, we never see his face, tightly rolls the scroll, binds it with a black ribbon, and ties it with a leather strip to the leg of a black raven. The old man lifts the raven off his desk. It flaps its dark wings and flies out of the open chamber window. The raven flies away from Castle Black, a large and ancient fortress dwarfed by what lies behind it. The wall. Older than history, this is the 800-foot high barrier of ice and stone that guards the northern edge of the 7 kingdoms. As the raven gains altitude, the landscape below it transforms into a map of Westeros. The wall is revealed to cross the entire continent, a boundary between the haunted forest to the north and the civilized lands to the south. The raven flies south over the map on which the cities, regions, and features of the land are named: Winterfell, the King's Road, Moat Cailin, the Riverlands, the Vale of Arryn. Occasionally, the bird dips down and the map resolves back into reality for just long enough to give us a view of some points of interest. Winterfell's old stone towers full of cold beauty. The foreboding, airy castle high atop the Vale of Arryn, a feat of montane architecture that would have been impossible for medieval engineers. When the Raven reaches King's Landing, the map resolves back into reality as a bird drops down into the dirty sprawl of the capital. The Raven flies through the open gates of the Red Keep, a massive compound with red walls the color of blood. The bird flies through an open window into the throne room to land on the Iron Throne itself, a throne built from the hammered swords of 1,000 defeated enemies. The raven pecks at its wings, cleaning itself after the long journey, alone in the empty throne room. End credit sequence. Extended Hilltop Day. Lord Eddard Ned Stark, 40, sits on his motionless horse, his long brown hair stirring in the wind. His closely trimmed beard is shot with white. He has spent half his life training for war and the other half waging it. And his face conveys both authority and a haunted sadness. He is accompanied by a dozen members of the household guard, all on horseback. Over their heads flaps the Stark banner, a gray dire wolf racing across an ice-white field. South of the wall, the grass is still green and the sun is shining, but the air is cold enough to cloud the breath of 4 guardsmen as they escort Garrett toward the stump of a massive oak tree. Weeks have passed since we saw the ranger, but he seems to have aged years, his eyes bloodshot and weary, his face haggard, his clothes filthy and torn. Ned's sons, Jon Snow, Robb Stark, and Bran Stark. Ned's sons, Jon Snow, 17, Robb Stark, 17, and Bran Stark, 8, sit on their own horses. A small pony in Bran's case. Jon is slender, darker than his half-brothers, his eyes black and watchful. Robb is big and broad, with fair skin and reddish-brown hair. Bran sits very still, watching the doomed man. He has never seen an execution before. The prospect of it terrifies him, but he tries hard to imitate his father's solemn expression. The guardsmen force Garrett's head onto the stump. Ned dismounts. His ward, Theon Greyjoy, 19, hands over Ned's sword, Ice, a beautiful weapon. The centuries old. Theon is the only man in the party wearing a kraken sigil instead of a dire wolf. Ned peels off his gloves and hands them to Jory Castle, in his 30s, a bull-necked warrior with a heavy mustache. Ned walks to the stump. He speaks in low tones to Garrett, who responds. We watch this exchange from the boy's perspective. Garrett's final words clearly trouble Ned, who studies the condemned man's face, judging his honesty. Bran watches from afar, his head slightly cocked, trying to make out what Garrett is saying. There is a great wariness in Ned's eyes as he places both hands on the hilt of his greatsword.
In the name of Robert of the House of Baratheon, the first of his name.
As Ned delivers the formal sentence to the condemned man, Jon Snow moves closer to Bran.
Keep the pony in hand.
King of the
And don't
Andals
look
and the First Men, Lord of
and
the
don't
Seven
look away.
Kingdoms,
Father will know if you
and
do.
Protector of the Realm.
Bran keeps his pony well in his hand and does not look away.
I, Ered of House Stark, Lord of Winterfell, and Warden of the North, sentence you to die.
Ned lifts ice high above his head and brings it down. Blood sprays the swaying grass. Garrett's head topples off the stump, bounces off a root, and rolls. When Ned's back is turned, Theon puts his boot on the head, kicks it away, and laughs. Jon watches this with disgust but says nothing. He turns and grips Bran's shoulder.
You did well.
It's only 3 words, but compliments are hard to come by in the Stark house. Bran is proud to be treated like a man, but he cannot look away from the head lying in the tall grass. Exterior, hillside, day. Bran rides with his brothers, his hard-working pony. His hard-working pony trying to keep up with bigger horses.
I thought he was brave.
Brave. He was dead of fear. You could see it in his eyes.
What would be in your eyes with your head on the stump? He died well. Give him that much.
Robb considers his point for a moment and shrugs, already losing interest in the subject.
Race you to the bridge.
Jon rolls his eyes as if he's beyond such juvenile games. Then, without warning, he spurs his horse and gains a good head start. Robb curses and follows. They gallop off down the trail, Robb laughing and hooting, Jon silent. Bran's pony can't compete in that race, so he follows slowly behind, craning his neck to see if he can spot the winner.
You understand why I did it.
Bran turns in his saddle, startled. On his great warhorse, Ned looms above him like a giant. Bran nods to his father.
John said he was a deserter. He was in the Night's Watch and he ran away.
Even when speaking with his son, Ned constantly surveys his surroundings, aware of his men's positions. The possible sites for an ambush, the angle of the sun.
True enough, but you understand why I had to kill him.
Bran thinks about this for a few seconds, confused.
King Robert has a headsman.
He does, as the Targaryen kings before him.
Ned reaches out to grab the pommel on Bran's saddle. He forces a horse and pony to walk very close.
Our way is the old way. The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
Bran stares at the massive sword sheathed at Ned's hip.
Is it true he saw the others?
Ned stares at his son for a long beat.
You heard that.
Off Bran's nod.
The others have been gone for 8,000 years.
So he was lying?
He believed it. A madman sees what he sees.
They're interrupted by the sound of hooves. Jon reappears on the crest of the hill before them, waving urgently.
Over here!
Exterior, riverbank, day. Ned's party reaches the riverbank. Jon has dismounted beside Robb, who cradles something in his arm. Bran and Ned stay back with the rest of their party as Jory and Theon approach the older boys. When he sees what lies on the ground beside Robb, Theon curses and pulls his horse away. Jory does the same and yells to the boys.
Get away from it.
She can't hurt you. She's dead.
Burning with curiosity, Bran spurs his pony to keep up with Ned as they approach the others, who are all dismounting.
What in hell is it?
Bran finally gets close enough to see.
A wolf.
The dead wolf is impossibly huge, bigger than Bran's pony. Its blind eyes crawl with maggots.
It's a freak.
No, that's a dire wolf.
Ned kneels beside the wolf, groping under the beast's head. He gives a yank and comes up with the foot of shattered antler, slick with half-dried blood.
There wasn't been a dire wolf south of the wall for 200 years.
John looks at the bundle beneath Rob's arm and grins.
Well, now there are 5.
When Bran sees what everyone is staring at, his eyes widen. He moves in to get a closer look at the direwolf pup, a tiny ball of gray-black fur, eyes still closed, nuzzling blindly against Rob's chest, whimpering.
Not old beast. Wasn't she birthing a litter with an antler in her throat?
Go on. You can touch him.
Bran gives the pup a quick, nervous stroke. As he turns,
Here you go.
John says,
Here you
John?
go.
Big part.
John thrusts another pup into Bran's arms. Overjoyed, Bran plops down in the snow and rubs the wolf pup's soft fur against his cheek. Ned picks up 2 more helpless pups, 1 in each hand. John picks up the 5th. Hullen Forties, the horse master, frowns at this ill omen.
Dire wolf loose in the wheel.
Oh, not for long.
Theon draws his sword and reaches for Bran's pup.
Give it here.
no, it's mine.
Robb speaks to Theon in a commanding tone.
Put your sword away. We're keeping them.
Theon bristles at the command.
I take orders from your father, not you.
It'll be mercy to kill them.
No!
Bran looks to Ned for support but finds none.
Better a quick death. They won't last without their mother.
Lord Stark, there are 5 pups. 3 male, 2 female. You have 5 two-born children. 3 sons, 2 daughters. The dire wolf is the sigil of your house.
Everyone looks to the Stark banners with the dire wolf crest of arms. We see their opinions about the pups change as they come to understand the import of this omen.
Your children were meant to have these pups.
And you?
I am not a Stark, my lord.
Ned weighs the situation for a minute in silence.
You will feed them yourselves. Untrain them yourselves.
Bran nods eagerly. Robb nods as well.
They may die anyway, despite all you do.
They won't. We won't let them.
Decision made, people start to remount their horses. Bran tugs gratefully on Jon's sleeve. Jon smiles at him, but beneath his smile there is a trace of sadness. Jon is about to climb onto his horse when he hears a distant whimpering. Leaving the horse behind, he ranges into a snowdrift and scans the ground until he finds a source. A 6th full wolf pup with white fur. Unlike the others, its eyes are blood red and open, and it's completely silent. Jon picks it up. Theon scoffs.
An albino. It'll die even faster than the others.
Jon ignores Theon. He stares into the pup's eyes, and the pup stares back.
This one belongs to me.
You've got a few more lines there, Padmini.
Oh,
till the top of page 12.
Oh, I see. Interior, dressing room, sunset. Daenerys 15 stands by the window staring out at the Bay of Pentos, where shirtless fishermen haul nets full of wriggling fish from their boats onto the docks. The setting sun silhouettes to the brick towers of the Free City. Intricate and colorful geometric patterns decorate their bulbous domes. Daenerys is a beautiful girl, but nobody has bothered to tell her. She is awkward in her own skin, unaware of how rare her violet eyes and lush silver hair really are.
Jackie, that would be you. Jackie?
Yes? I'm Viserys, right?
Yes.
Where's my sweet sister?
Viserys, 20, steps into a room. A gaunt young man with nervous hands and a feverish look in his pale eyes. He holds a lilac gown in his hands.
A gift from Illyrio. Touch it. Go on. Feel the fabric.
Dany lets the delicate silk run through her fingers. It is a gorgeous gown, but the sight of it gives her no pleasure.
Tonight you must look like a princess.
Daenerys hands the gown back to her brother.
He gives us so much. We've been his guests for a year and he's never asked for anything.
Illyrio's no fool. He knows I won't forget my friends when I come into my throne.
He hangs the gown from a hook beside the door.
I'll send the slaves in to bathe you. Be sure you wash off that stable stink.
He laughs as he studies her critically.
You still slouch.
He pushes back her shoulders.
Let them see you have a woman's body now.
His fingers brush lightly over her breasts, judging their shape beneath the rough fabric of her tunic.
Don't fail me tonight. You don't want to wake the dragon, do you?
His fingers tighten over one of her nipples, pinching. He's hurting her, but Daenerys does not resist or open her mouth.
Do you?
No.
Good.
He smiles, releasing her, brushing her hair back with something like affection.
When they write the history of my reign, they will say it began tonight.
Exterior. Streets of Pentos night. 12 strong men carry a palanquin through the pitch-black streets of Pentos. 2 servants walk in front, holding oil lanterns to light the way. Interior. Palanquin night. Inside the curtained litter, Daenerys, Viserys, and Magister Illyrio recline on a soft pillow. Or soft pillows. Daenerys wears the lilac gown. Her makeup has been artfully applied, but somehow she looks even younger than before. She seems terribly nervous. Illyrio, 50, is tremendously fat, but he carries himself with a certain elegance. He smiles at Daenerys, takes the girl's hand, and gives her a comforting squeeze.
She's a vision, Your Grace. Drogo will be impressed.
It's too skinny. Are you sure she likes his women this young?
She's had her blood. She's old enough. Look at her. Highest of the highborn. Daughter of the past king. Sister to the future king. He'll want her.
I suppose. The savages have queer tastes. Boys, horses, sheep.
Best not suggest this to Khal Drogo.
Do you take me for a fool?
Magister Illyrio gives a slight bow.
I take you for a king.
Hmm.
Kings lack caution of common men. My apologies if I have given offense.
He claps his hands, and a slave boy wearing a brass collar, crouched in the corner of the litter, hurries over to refill Illyrio's wine glass.
I know how to play a man like Drogo. I give him status, and he gives me an army. I could sweep the 7 kingdoms with 10,000 Dothraki screamers behind me. The people will be with us. They cry out for their true king.
Viserys pauses and gives Illyrio an anxious look.
They do, don't they?
All across the kingdoms, men left secret toasts to your health. The women sew dragon banners in hopes of your return from across the water. Or so my agents tell me.
Daenerys, who has watched Illyrio throughout his speech, turns away. She keeps her own counsel, but it's clear the words that so inspire Viserys do not impress her. Exterior, Dothraki encampment, night. A great field outside the city walls of Pentos, ringed by hundreds of the distinctive round Dothraki tents. The moon and burning torches light the milling guests. Many are Dothraki horse lords, big men, their hair black, oiled and braided and hung with silver bells. No women are present. A smooth-cheeked eunuch announces the newcomers.
Viserys of the House Targaryen, the third of his name, King of the Andals and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm. His sister Daenerys Stormborn, Princess of Dragonstone. His honorable host, Illyrio Mopatis, Magister of the Free City of Pentos.
The three honored guests step into the clearing. Illyrio guides them, pointing out various luminaries.
Those three are Drogo's blood riders.
The Blood Riders, fearsome Dothraki warriors, stare back at Daenerys. She quickly averts her eyes.
Over there is Ser Jorah Mormont.
Hey, Knight, what's he doing here?
Ser Jorah is past 40 and balding, but still strong and fit. When he sees the Targaryens staring at him, he bows deeply. Viserys gives a slight nod, pleased by the obedience.
King Robert, the usurper, wanted his head, some trifling affront, sold poachers to a slaver.
He could be useful.
Illyrio places his hand on Daenerys' bare shoulder.
Over there, sweet princess, there is the Khal himself.
Khal Drogo, 30, is the tallest man in the courtyard. But despite his size and musculature, he has the grace of a panther. His black hair is woven into a single braid, hung with silver bells that swing below his belt. Illyrio walks over to the Khal. A dozen yards away, Viserys leans closer to his sister, never taking his eyes off Drogo.
You see how long his hair is? When Dothraki are defeated in combat, they cut off their braids in disgrace, so the world will know their shame. Khal Drogo has never been defeated. A savage, of course, but one of the finest killers alive. And you will be his queen.
Daenerys stares at the Khal. The man's face is hard and cruel, his eyes dark as onyx as he watches Illyrio perform his submissions.
Daenerys, what have you to say?
Padmini?
Yeah, I know, but I was speaking then.
We didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I was small and thin, yeah.
Can you say it
I
again?
don't want to be his queen. Please, please. I don't want to. I want to go home.
Viserys maintains a mask of politeness and keeps his voice low, but there is fury behind his eyes.
Home? How do we go home? They took it from us.
He grabs her arm and drags her into the shadows, his fingernails digging into her.
How do we go home?
Tears well in her eyes.
I don't know.
I do. We go home with an army, with Khal Drogo's army.
He brushes her cheek with the back of his hand and speaks to her with real tenderness.
I'd let his whole Khalasar fuck you. All 40,000 men and their horses too, if that's what it took. Come, dry your eyes.
Dany wipes away the unfallen tears. Illyrio, all smiles and bows, escorts Khal Drogo toward them.
Smile and stand up straight. Let him see that you have breasts. Gods know they're small enough as is.
Danny smiles and stands up straight. Exterior, King's Landing Day. The walled city of King's Landing, capital of Westeros. The royal castle, the Red Keep, built of red sandstone, perches on the cliffs above Blackwater Bay. The seven-towered Great Sept of Baelor rises on the south edge of the city. In between sprawls the Fedham slum called Flea Bottom. We pull in closer to the Red Keep, to a window near the top of the Tower of the Hand. Interior, chamber day. Jon Arryn, 60s, cold and still, lies on his deathbed. Two silent sisters, veiled adherents to the faith of the Seven, fold his hands across his chest and close his eyelids. Grand Master Pycelle, 70s, stands beside them. He wears a heavy chain around his neck, each link forged with a different metal. Beside him is Queen Cersei, 30s, green-eyed, a golden-haired queen beauty that has already become legend. Both look down at Jon Arryn. I gave him milk of the poppy at the end to ease his path.
Cersei touches the old master's arms and thanks.
We are blessed to have a man of your wisdom caring for us.
The old maester is not too old to appreciate a little flattery or the touch of a beautiful woman.
He was peaceful in his final hours.
Mostly he slept, my grace, though he had some moments of clarity.
Did he? What did he say in these moments of clarity?
He asked to see the king.
Robert will never forgive himself for not being here. These hunts of his last longer and longer.
And he asked to see Lord Stark.
A shame Lord Stark is 1,000 leagues away. That was all?
Yes. Well, no. There was a phrase. One phrase he kept repeating. The seed is strong.
Cersei focuses her green eyes on the maester.
The seed is strong. What does that mean?
The dying mind is a demented mind. For all the weight that they're given, last words usually have as much significance as first words.
Where is the Hand's wife?
Lady Arryn left the moment he breathed his last.
Cersei turns and heads for the door.
Send a raven to Casterly Rock. My father shall know Jon Arryn is dead.
At once, my grace.
Cersei exits the bedchamber. Pycelle watches the sisters perform their ritual ablutions, imagining, perhaps, the not-too-distant day when they will minister to his own corpse. Exterior, Flea Bottom night. The most dangerous neighborhood in the kingdom. Drunks spill out of the doorways of taverns lit with oil lamps singing.
She kicked and wailed, the night so fair, but he licked the honey from her hair, her hair.
Interior, brothel night. Outside we hear the sounds of rough laughter and singing. The room is expensively appointed in silks, damasks, and gilded ornaments, but its garishness betrays its true nature. That, and the naked, red-headed whore on her knees beside the bed. She bestows oral favors upon Tyrion Lannister, a dwarf with mismatched eyes, one green, one black. Tyrion's hands grip her hair as he shudders. Bells begin to ring outside, thousands of them, great pealing bells from all across the city. The redhead, finished with her work, wipes her mouth with the back of her hand.
Who they ringing the bells for?
Oh, the king's hand died this morning.
Tyrion grabs a goblet of wine from the bedside table. He swigs and passes it to the whore. She raises it in toast.
Here's to John Aaron, then. He was the only one of you lot who cared about the small folk.
She drinks deeply, sloshing the wine around her mouth.
I care about the small folk.
Only the ones with good tits. Who's Robert picking for a new hand?
If he's smart, my father.
And if he's not smart?
If the king is not smart,
Uh-huh.
lady, these are treasonous words.
Ooh.
He clamps his palms on the back of her head and guides her back towards his crotch. The redhead laughs, disbelieving.
No chance you're ready again.
He takes the goblet from her, downs the remainder, and tosses it across the room.
The gods gave me one blessing.
Ooh.
The redhead grins and pushes her hair from her face as she dips down for further service. Just as Tyrion closes his eyes, the door swings open. Sir Jaime Lannister, the Queen's twin brother, stands in the doorway. Considered by many the best-looking man in the Seven Kingdoms, there's a hint of savagery behind his green eyes. He smiles at the redhead, flustered, covers her breast.
Oh,
Don't get up.
forgive me, my lord.
Should I explain to you, dear brother, the meaning of a closed door in a whorehouse?
Jaime continues to favor the redhead with his lazy grin, fucking her with his eyes as he speaks with his brother.
You have much to teach me. No doubt, but in this instance, perhaps you'll forgive the interruption. You told me once that you wanted to see the North, huh? I didn't want you to miss your chance.
Who's going north?
We are the royal we. The king, the queen, me, you, if you can find your pants.
Why?
Well, I'm used to it, but the rest of the court might be frightened by the sight of your wet little dagger.
Why are we going north?
The king had chosen his hand, and no one's going to be happy about it.
Exterior Windfall Gates. Late afternoon. Winterfell, the stronghold and ancestral home of House Stark, is an ancient and austere place. Many acres lie within its two concentric. Whoa, what just
My
happened?
actions and inscriptions. Sorry, that was my fault. Exterior Winterfell Gates, late
okay.
afternoon. Winterfell, the stronghold and ancestral home of House Stark, is an ancient and austere place. Many acres lie within its two concentric granite walls. Its keeps and towers stretch toward the gray skies above. A raven flies into view, heading toward the stronghold with a small parchment scroll dangling from its leg. We follow the black bird as it glides over the Winterfell walls, banks over the main courtyard, and comes to rest on the windowsill of interior Maester Luwin's chamber, continuous. The raven jumps from its windowsill perch onto the arm of Maester Luwin, age 75. He's a small, gray man, gray eyes, gray hair, gray wool robe. A heavy chain lies around his neck, much like Maester Pycelle's. The maester removes the scroll from the raven's leg and opens it. His face darkens as he reads. Exterior Godswood's dark. 1,000 years of humus lie thick on the forest floor, swallowing the sound of a woman's feet as she walks. Lady Catelyn Stark, 35, Ned's auburn-haired, blue-eyed wife, makes her way among the dark tree trunks, their twisted branches weaving a dense canopy over her head. In her hand, she holds a small parchment scroll from the above scene. She reaches a small grove at the center of the wood, where an ancient weirwood tree broods over a small black pool. Looking like no tree on earth, the weirwood's bark is bone white, its leaves dark red. Long, long ago, a melancholy face was carved into its trunk. Its deep-cut eyes are red with dried sap. They seem to follow her around as she rounds the tree. Seated on a moss-covered stone on the other side of the tree, Ned rests his sword, Ice, across his knees as he cleans it with the cloth dipped in the black waters at his feet.
I knew I'd find you here.
He lifts his head to look at her. He sees her shivering and hands her his cloak, which she wraps around herself before sitting on the forest floor. He registers her somber face and the scroll in her hand. He stops cleaning his sword. You're muted, Aubrey.
Tell me.
Forgive me, my lord. There was a raven from King's Landing. John Aaron is dead.
Ned looks at the wet sword lying flat across his lap.
How?
A fever took him. He was healthy at the full moon and gone by the half.
Your sister? The boy?
The letter said they're well.
Ned looks more angry than grief-stricken. He dries his sword with a swatch of oil and liquor.
He loved you very much.
I haven't seen him in how long? 9 years?
You couldn't have known.
Of course I could have known. He was an old man. Every year he asked me to visit, and every year I told him next year.
He sheaths the blade. Caitlin reaches for his hand. For a moment, they are silent.
The girls won't remember him. Bran never even met him.
You'll tell them the stories.
Old John would have been proud of Bran. He was a brave boy at the beheading.
Caitlin is troubled by that thought. She releases his hand.
8 is too young to see such things.
Shall I tell you about the things I saw before I was 8? He won't be a child forever, and winter is coming.
The words disturb Caitlin, but she keeps her silence.
His brothers helped him, especially John.
Jon Snow is his half-brother. My lord.
Ned notes his wife's tone, but says nothing. This isn't a fight he needs right now. Caitlin, realizing she has broached the wrong topic at the wrong time, changes the subject.
The raven brought more news. The king rides for Winterfell, along with the queen and her brothers.
Ned considers this prospect for a moment. Clearly, Caitlin already has. They both know what it means.
He hates the cold. Always has. If he comes this far north, it's one thing he's after.
You can always say no.
Ned allows a grim smile, taking his wife's hand and helping her to his feet.
You don't know the king very well.
Exterior Winterfell Gates Day. From the stronghold's gates, the King's Road wends its way to the horizon, where tiny specks of red and gold appear, barely visible. Very slowly, they grow larger. The King's party approaches. Exterior Tower Day. Bran climbs down the side of the tower, his hands and feet finding purchase on its jutting stones with a monkey's unthinking agility. Climbing is as natural to him as steading is onerous. He smiles as he makes his way toward the ground in record time, very pleased with himself. Until his mother yanks him off the stones. Caitlin lowers him to the ground and sternly waits for an explanation.
I was.
You were bored with your lesson, so you decided to climb the castle walls, even though I've forbidden it 200 times. Brandon, I want you to promise me no more climbing. Promise.
Bran looks to his feet before gazing up at her solemnly.
I promise.
Caitlin leans over to look her son dead in the eye.
You know what?
What?
You always look at your feet before you lie.
Despite Bran's best efforts, his mouth stretches into a smile and a chuffing laugh escapes from behind it. Caitlin smiles, unable to help herself. She sees that his hands, clothes, and bare feet are filthy from the climb down.
Go on, clean yourself up. The king will be here soon.
Bran kisses his mother on the cheek and runs
Mwah.
away. Exterior Winterfell Gates Day. The king's party pours through the gates of Winterfell in a river of gold, silver, and steel, 100 strong. Over their heads, a dozen golden banners whip in the wind, emblazoned with the crowned stag of House Baratheon. Interior Winterfell Courtyard Day. At the far end of the yard, Ned's face betrays nothing as he watches the king's party approach with his family beside him. Caitlin, Rob, John, and Bran are here, as are Sansa, 13, traditionally beautiful with high cheekbones and thick red hair, Arya, age 11, a skinny tomboy, and their little brother Rickon, 3. Sir Jaime rides through the gate and into the courtyard.
Is that the king?
That's Jaime Lannister, the Kingslayer.
Bran can't take his eyes off the man. He's heard the stories.
Tyrion Lannister rides behind his brother Jaime, studying the castle and its occupants, missing nothing. Joffrey Baratheon, 13, the crown prince, tall for his age and haughty, beside him. Sandor Clegane, the Hound, he's 35, Joffrey's bodyguard. Terrible burn scars cover half of his face. A huge man approaches, flanked by knights in snow-white cloaks. A black beard covers his double chin, but nothing can hide the belly that threatens to burst his doublet's buttons. This is King Robert Baratheon, 40s. He vaults from his warhorse and gives Ned an imperious once-over.
You've gotten fat.
Ned tries to maintain his stony decorum, but it's hopeless. For the first time, we see him laugh. And it becomes clear that Ned and the king are actually old friends. Robert joins in, engulfing him in a bone-crushing hug. He finally releases Ned, who takes a moment to catch his breath.
9 years. Why haven't I seen you? Where the hell have you been?
God in the north for you, your grace. Winterfell is yours.
As the king's party dismounts, an ornate wheelhouse pulls into their midst. Queen Cersei Lannister, 32, emerges with her younger children, Tommen, who is 7, and Myrcella, who is 8. Robert, on the other hand, embraces Caitlin like a long-lost sister. As the children on both sides are brought forth and introduced, Robert steps back to Ned.
Take me down to your crib. I want to pay my respects.
We've been riding since dawn. Surely the dead will wait.
Robert gives her a hard look. Cersei stares back at him, uncowed. Finally, Robert turns and walks away. After an awkward glance at the queen, Ned leads Robert toward one of Winterfell's old towers. Interior Winterfell crypt stairs date. Ned holds a lantern as he leads Robert down the narrow, winding stone steps.
I thought we'd never get here. All the talk about my 7 kingdoms. A man forgets your part is as big as the other 6 combined. It's no us.
As they descend, their breath becomes more and more visible from the cold, and Robert's become more and more labored.
How will you stand it, man? When winter finally comes, your balls frozen right up into your guts for the next 20, 30 years?
The Starks will endure. We always have.
You need to come south, get a real taste of summer before it's gone. Everything is fat. Everyone is fat, drunk, and rich. And the girls, Ned, women lost all modesty in the heat. They swim next to the river right beneath the castle.
The king laughs happily, but his laughter trails off as the staircase ends. Interior Winterfell crypt continuous. Ned sweeps the lantern in a semicircle. Shadows lurch along a procession of granite pillars that recede into the dark.
Down at the end, your grace.
Side by side they proceed, their footsteps ringing off the stones as they walk among the dead house of House Stark. Between the pillars on either side, granite sculptures of the deceased sitting on thrones, their backs against their own sepulchres. Great stone dire wolves curl around their feet. Ned stops at the last tomb and lifts the lantern. The crypt continues on into the darkness ahead of them, but beyond this point, the tombs are empty. But beyond this point, the tombs are empty, waiting for him and his children. In front of him, illuminated by the lantern, a beautiful young woman stares out at them with blind granite eyes. Lyanna Stark, Ned's sister.
She was more beautiful than that.
Silently, Robert kneels and bows his head. Ned joins him. Robert's voice is hoarse with remembered grief.
Did you have to bury her in a place like this? She should be on a hill somewhere with the sun and the clouds above her.
She was a Stark. This is her place.
The king rises to touch her cheek, his fingers brushing the rough stone as gently as if it were living flesh.
In my dreams, I kill him every night.
It's done. The Targaryens are gone.
The warrior Robert used to be surfaces in his face, pitiless.
Not all of them.
We should return, Your Grace. Your wife will be waiting.
To hell with my wife.
That said, he starts back the way they came. Ned follows.
And if I hear your grace one more time, I'll have your fucking head on a spike. We're more to each other than that.
I haven't forgotten. Tell me about old John.
One moment he was fine, and it born right. Truth him, whatever it was, I love that man.
We both did.
He never had to teach you much. But me, you remember me at 16? All I wanted to do was crack schools and pack girls. Old John showed me what was what.
Ned gives the king a sidelong, skeptical look, barely suppressing a smile.
Don't look at me like that. It's not his fault. I didn't listen.
He puts a massive arm around Ned's shoulder and walks on.
You must wonder why I finally come north after all these years.
Your inspection of the wall is overdue.
The wall stood for 8,000 years. It can keep a while longer.
Robert stops walking and turns to face Ned.
There are dangerous times I need good men around me. And me, men like John Arryn. Men like you, I want you down in King's Landing, not out here where you're not damn used to anybody. Lord Goddard Stark, I would name you Hand of the King.
Ned drops to one knee,
I'm
not at all surprised.
I'm not worthy of the honor.
I'm not trying to honor you. I'm trying to get you to run my kingdom while I eat, drink, and work my way to an early grave. You know the saying.
The king shits and the hand wipes.
Robert laughs. Still on one knee, Ned can't help but join in.
Damn it, Ned. Stand up. You helped me win the Iron Throne. Now help me keep the fucking thing. Where we were meant to rule together. If your sister had lived, we'd have been bound by blood. Well, it's not too late. I have a son. You have a daughter. My job and your Sansa will join our house.
This does surprise Ned. After a moment, he shakes his hand or head and smiles. I think it's him.
How long have you been planning this?
How old is your daughter?
Both men laugh. Robert's face grows serious.
I never loved my brother, a sad thing for a man to admit. But it's true. You were the brother I chose. We were meant to be a family.
I don't know what to say.
Say yes.
If I could have some time to consider these honors.
Yes, of course. Don't eat over with Kathleen. Sleep on it if you must.
Going?
Hello?
Ned smiles. He claps his hands roughly on Ned's shoulders.
Just don't keep me waiting too long. I'm not the most patient man.
Ned smiles. Ned smiles, but his glance drifts over Robert's shoulder to the dead of Winterfell, who watch with disapproving eyes. Interior, Great Hall of Winterfell, night. The feast for the king is in its 4th hour. A singer plays the harp at one end of the hall, but no one can hear him above the roar of the fire, the clangor of pewter plates and cups, and the din of a hundred conversations. The long wooden tables are covered with steaming platters of roasted meats and baked breads. Banners hang from the stone walls. The dire wolves of the Starks, Baratheon's crowned stag, the Lion of Lannister. Ned and Catelyn host King Robert, already drunk, Queen Cersei, Sir Jaime, and Tyrion Lannister, the Queen's brothers, and a few other luminaries at a table on a raised platform. The Stark and Baratheon true-born children sit at a table directly below the guests of honor. On the main floor, the soldiers, squires, and other commoners sit on the backless benches. Jon Snow sits with them. The young men sitting around Jon are telling the usual stories about fighting and
Jackie,
fucking.
slide. Haley, we're switching
Okay.
narrators to Jackie if she's here.
Yes, indeed. The young men sitting around Jon are telling the usual stories about fighting and fucking. Jon seems comfortable in their midst, but he's not paying attention to them. He's stealing a glance at his siblings at their table of honor. Jon downs his wine and signals a serving boy for a refill and watches his father and the king and the high table. Robert and Ned toast with tankards full of ale. Ned takes a healthy drink. Robert drinks the whole tankard. A few seats down, Catelyn notices Queen Cersei staring at her drunk husband with plain disgust. A good hostess, Catelyn tries to distract Cersei.
Your children are quite beautiful, my queen. They have the gift of the Lannister eyes.
Cersei, a little startled to be addressed, stares at Catelyn with her vaguely reptilian green eyes.
I heard a rumor we might share a grandchild someday.
I heard the same rumor.
Of course. These decisions ultimately fall to our husbands, as all important decisions must.
He glances past Catelyn to Robert as he gnaws on a rib and leers at the buxom serving girl refilling his tankard. Only her eyes reveal her anger, and they only do so briefly. Jaime, sitting on the other side of Cersei, leans forward, his forearms on the table, flashing his white teeth at Catelyn. Many women have waited their whole lives for that smile, but it only serves to make her nervous. And Jaime says,
"Ugh, you'd enjoy the capital, my lady. The North must be hard for someone who wasn't born there."
I'm sure it seems very grim after King's Landing. I remember how scared I was when Ned brought me up here the first time.
You were only a girl. I'm sure you were scared of many things.
But harsh as it was, I've come to love it. The North gets in your blood.
Cersei seems skeptical, looking around the rough-hewn great hall which would fit in the kitchen of her own palace.
Your daughter will take to the city. Such a beauty can't stay hidden up here forever. It's time we introduce her to the court.
Of course. I have 2 daughters.
If Cersei knew this at one point, she had forgotten. She sees Catelyn's distressed look and follows her gaze to the children's table, where Sansa looks as radiant as ever, chatting with young Princess Myrcella. Arya, on the other hand, has already ruined her evening dress. She uses her spoon as a catapult to fling a wad of pigeon pie at Bran across the table. It hits him square in the forehead.
The girl has talent.
Catelyn, embarrassed, begins to stand so she can take matters in hand, but Ned, passing behind her, grips her shoulders, leans down, and kisses the side of her neck.
I'll take care of it.
Cersei smiles at Catelyn. To her credit, she has an excellent fake smile. The 2 women resume their conversation. As Ned passes behind Jaime's seat, Jaime pushes his chair back, momentarily blocking Ned's path. Jaime stands.
Excuse my clumsiness.
Smiles down at Ned. Jamie is taller and broader in the shoulders. They're considered two of the greatest warriors in the Seven Kingdoms, and there can be little doubt that right now, each man wonders who would win in a fight.
Not a trait most people associate with you. Your pardon.
He moves to step around Jamie, but Jamie puts his hand on Ned's shoulder.
I hear we might be neighbors soon. Huh? I hope it's true.
Ned would rather talk to any living man than this one.
Yes, the king has honored me with his offer.
Again, he tries to pass, and again, Jamie sidesteps to block him. Jamie smiles, but his actions are just shy of aggression.
The king has promised a tournament to celebrate your new title. You accept. It would be good to have you on the field. The competition has become a bit stale.
I don't fight in tournaments.
Ah, no? Getting a little old for it?
Ned is tired of trying to get around Jamie. He stands very close to the younger man and looks him dead in the eye.
I don't fight in tournaments because if I ever have to fight a man for real, I don't want him to know what I can do.
The comment pleases Jamie immensely, judging from his smile.
Well said, well said. I do hope you take the king's offer. Though, of course, we all know the court hasn't been kind to Stark men.
Ned stiffens at the comment. Nobody wears swords at the banquet, but his hand reflexively grips from the absent hilt.
Your father and your brother. Yes, I was witness to that. Tragedy.
I know you were.
I suppose it's some consolation that justice finally came to their killer. No need to thank me. I'm sorry. You never did.
Was it justice you were thinking of when you shoved your spear in the Mad King's throat, Mad King's back?
It was his kidneys I was thinking of, his liver and spleen. Was that terrible of me? After all the suffering the man caused.
Ned has had enough. He pushes past Jamie. This time, the Kingslayer lets him go, but not before one final remark. For an instant, Jamie's air of perpetual amusement evaporates.
The worst king in 1,000 years. And people treat me like some back alley cutthroat.
But Ned is already gone, heading down the raised platform. Jamie stands alone. The only one at the banquet table who has overheard the Jamie-Ned conversation is Tyrion, who grins at his brother and raises his tankard in toast.
If it came down to it, big brother, I'd bet on you, but I wouldn't bet much.
He downs his tankard of ale with a single heroic gulp and wipes the foam from his mouth, pleased with himself. A second later, it hits him. He's one tankard over the line. Tyrion stands and staggers away from the royal table without a goodbye. Jamie retakes his seat beside his sister, who watches Tyrion stumble down the steps to the main floor.
He is a vile little beast.
He plays the hand he was dealt.
His gaze floats over Cersei's shoulder to Robert.
As do we all.
Tyrion lurches past Ned on the main floor, nearly bumping into him. Ned extends a hand to steady the little man, but Tyrion brushes past him, not wanting any help, heading for the exit. Ned turns for a second from where Jon Snow is sitting. It seems Ned is staring right at him. Jon smiles at his father, eager for acknowledgement. A wink would suffice, but Ned wasn't looking at him at all. His eyes are on the table of true-born children that lies between Jon and Ned. Ned heads over to break up the Arya Brown food fight. Slightly bitter, more than slightly drunk, Jon takes a large hunk of honey chicken from his trencher and chucks it under the table to his dire wolf puppy, Ghost. The way Ghost devours it in seconds is cute. Until we remember the size of his mother. One of the boys at the table is filling wine cups from a flagon. Jon nods for another cup and gulps from it while watching his pup lick the chicken bones clean.
Ah, you never stop eating, do you?
Is this one of the dire wolves I've heard so much about?
Jon looks up happily as his uncle, Benjen Stark, 40s, ruffles his hair. Benjen is sharp-featured and gaunt, but there's always a hint of laughter in his eyes. He wears the black garb of a sworn brother of the Night's Watch.
His name is Ghost.
One of the squires at the table makes room. Benjen straddles the bench, takes the cup from John's hands, and sips.
How many cups have you had? As I feared. Well, I believe I was younger than you the first time I got truly and sincerely drunk.
Benjen grabs a roasted onion from a nearby trencher and bites into it. He watches Ghost as he chews.
Don't you usually eat with your brothers?
Most times, but Lady Stark thought it might insult the royal family to see the bastard among them.
I see.
Benjen glances over his shoulder at the elevated table where Ned returns to sit with Caitlin.
My brother doesn't seem so festive tonight.
He's sad about John Arryn.
John's eyes go to the Queen.
The Queen is angry. Father took the king down to the crypts this afternoon. She didn't want him to go.
Benjen gives John a careful measuring look.
You don't miss much, do you? We could use a man like you on the wall someday.
Take me with you when you go back. Father will let me go if you ask him. I know he will.
The wall is a hard place for a boy.
I turn 17 on my next name day. And Maester Lewin says bastards grow up bastard.
Well, that's true enough.
Benjen fills the wine cup and takes a long swallow.
I want to serve in the Night's Watch. I'm ready to swear your oath.
You don't understand what you'd be giving up. We have no families. None of us will ever father sons.
I don't care about that.
You might, if you knew what it meant. Come talk to me after you've dipped your wick a few times.
Ooh, he stands, grips his nephew's shoulder, and takes his leave. Frustrated, John drains his cup, slams it on the table, and rises from the bench. Too late, he realizes how drunk he really is. He lurches into a serving girl, sending a flagon of wine crashing to the floor. And runs for the door. Ghost follows at his heels.
Exterior, Winterfell, courtyard, night. The yard is quiet and empty. High on the battlements of the inner wall, a lone sentry takes a brief notice of Jet as he storms the banquet hall with Ghost close behind. The music and song is spilling through the hall's open window, seem to tone Jon as he walks away from the piece.
Boy.
Jon turns to see Tyrion Lannister, sitting like a gargoyle on the ledge above the door to the Great Hall. Tyrion is drunk like Jon, only more so.
Is that animal a wolf?
A dire wolf. His name is Ghost. What are you doing up there? Why aren't you at the feast?
I learned a long time ago it's considered rude to vomit on one's brother. May I have a closer look at your wolf?
Jon hesitates, nods, and gasps as Tyrion pushes himself off the ledge, falls 12 feet to the ground, and lands roughly. Ghost flinches and backs away behind Jon's legs. Tyrion stands and dusts himself off.
I frightened the beast. My apologies.
He's not afraid.
He is! I'm terrifying.
He is not. Jon commands his wolf.
Ghost, come here. Come on, boy.
The pup comes back around front, keeping a wary eye on Tyrion. When Tyrion reaches out to pet him, Ghost bears his fangs in a silent snarl. Tyrion hesitates.
Sit, Ghost. Hold. You can touch him now. He won't move. I've been training him.
Tyrion kneels and wraps the white fur between Ghost's ears.
Nice wolf. Nice wolf.
He's not. If I wasn't here, he'd have your throat out.
Tyrion cocks his head and looks Jon over, possibly impressed by the boy bravado. Ghost is still far too small to tear out anyone's throat.
In that case, you better stay close.
He stands and look up at Jon.
I am Tyrion Lannister.
I know who you are.
You're Ned Stark's bastard, aren't you?
Jon presses his lips together and says nothing.
Did I offend you? Sorry. You are the bastard, though.
Lord Eddard Stark is my father.
Tyrion stares in closer and examines Jon's face.
Yes, you have more of the North in you than your brothers.
Jon tries to hide his pleasure at this observation.
Half brothers.
Tyrion's mouth speaks in a sardonic grin, but his eyes burn with intensity as he speaks.
Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Make it your strength, and it can never be your weakness. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
Jon is in no mood for anyone's advice.
What do you know about being a bastard?
All dwarfs are bastards in their father's eyes.
Tywon saunters back into the piece, whistling to himself. When he opens the door, the light from the hall throws Tyrion's shadows clear across the yard. Interior, Caitlyn's bedchamber, night. Ned's open the door. The room's high, narrow windows. A blast of cold night air blows into the chamber. On the bed, Caitlyn pulls the purse up to her chin. Ned breathes deeply, taking the cold into his lungs, staring out into the dark. Then he turns back to face her.
I'll refuse him.
You cannot. You must not.
You said yourself I could tell him no. I'm a Northman. I belong here, not down south in that rat's nest they call a capital.
He would make our daughter queen.
Ned turns away, facing the darkness again. She stops tense and is about to go to him when a loud knock comes at the door.
I gave orders not to be disturbed.
From the other side of the door, a sentry answers.
It's Master Lewin calling, my lord. He insists.
Ned sleeps on a heavy robe.
Send him in.
The door opens and Master Lewin enters. He waits until the door is shut behind him before speaking.
My lord, pardon for disturbing your rest. I have been left a message. Been left? By whom? Oh, there was no messenger, my lord, only a carved wooden box left on a table in my observatory while I slept. This was concealed in a false bottom.
Master Lewin draws a tightly rolled paper from his lips. Ned holds out his hand.
Oh, let me have it then. 1,000 pardons, my lord. The message is marked by the eyes of the Lady Caitlyn alone.
Ned isn't used to being denied by anyone below the rank of king. He considers the old man for a second and step aside, allowing Master Lewin to place the paper on the bedside table. Lewin bows and begins to retreat.
Stay.
Caitlyn looks at the blue wax moon and falcon seal on the paper with foreboding.
Padmini?
Yes, it's from my sister. Something's wrong. Why would she hide the letter? They said she left the capital right after he died.
Open it.
Caitlyn breaks the seal. Her eyes move over the words. For a moment, she is confused. Then a smile flits across her lips.
She took no chances. When we were girls, we had a private language.
Can you still read it?
Yes.
Her smile disappears as she reads. Caitlyn wraps herself in one of the bedposts and pads towards the hearth. She tossed the paper in the fire and watched to make sure it burned through.
She says Jon Arryn was murdered by the Lannisters. By the Queen.
The accusation shocks Ned. He tries to rationalize his way.
Your sister is sick with grief. She doesn't know what she's saying.
Lisa isn't easy, but she's never been a fool.
Well, this is madness.
You say you love Robert like a brother. Would you leave your brother surrounded by Lannisters?
Ned looks to Master Lewin, hoping for a different opinion.
The hand of the king has great power, my lord, power to investigate and to punish if need be.
You must go south with him, become his hand, and learn the truth.
I am not your dog to command, my lady.
But Ned's words are veiled by the resignation in his face. She is right and he knows it. He sits heavily in a chair beside the hearth.
My father went south once to answer the summons of a king. He never came home again. A different time, a different king.
Ned says nothing, watching the flames devour the wood. Interior, Winterfell, Tower Room, day. Sansa and Princess Myrcella both knit, overseen by Myrcella's ladies-in-waiting, and Sansa's tutor, Septa Mordane. Arya sits near the door. Her needlework is as slim as Sansa's is perfect. Her face is plain as Sansa's is beautiful. She doesn't want to be here. While the Septa fawns over the princess, Arya quietly lays down her knitting and sneaks away. Exterior, Winterfell courtyard day. Bran and Prince Tommen drill in the yard with padded wooden swords. The children are so heavily padded themselves that they look like they've been wrapped in feather beds. Bopping and popping, they thump each other under the watchful eye of Sir Roderick Castle, the master at arms, a stout keg of a man with thick white sideburns. A dozen male spectators call out encouragement. Rob, the loudest among them, Deon Greyjoy, watch with his characteristic white contempt. 20 yards from the others, Jon Snow watches as well, seated alone on a rock wooden bench, absorbed in the action. He is unaware of Arya's approach until she jumps on his back.
Yeah!
Shouldn't you be working on your stitches?
Arya makes a face at him.
I wanted to see them fight. Why aren't you with them?
Bastards aren't allowed to damage young princes.
Arya watches her little brother Bran walk at Tommen, almost toppling over himself in the process.
I could do better than Bran. I'd knock the prince's fat head off.
Jon looks at her with mock shock, then he takes her arm and examines it. Peeling her muscle, he shakes his head.
Too skinny.
She snatches back her arm and glares at him. He messed up her hair. A cheer gushes up from the drilling field. Bran has managed to knock Tommen over. The prince is rolling in the dust, trying to get up and failing. Like a padded turtle, Bran stands at the ready with upraised wooden sword, ready to whack him again once he regains his feet. The spectator clap until Sir ends it. He yaks the prince to his feet.
Well fought, Prince Joffrey. Rob, will you go another round?
Rob?
Gladly.
Joffrey, however, looks bored, even among his men.
This is a child's game.
Well, that's because you're children.
Rob may be a child. I am a prince, and I'm tired of swatting at Starks with a play sword. You got more swats than you gave, afraid? Oh, terrified. I might get a splinter.
The Lannister men all laugh. Jon and Arya watch with contempt.
What a jerk.
Sir Roderick asks Joffrey.
What do you suggest?
Live steel. Done.
Sir Roderick puts a hand on Rob's shoulder.
Too dangerous. I'll let you go with tawny swords with blunted edges.
A muscle knight with black hair and terrible burn scars on his face pushed forward. Sandor the Hound, Clegane, Joffrey's bodyguard.
This is your prince. Who are you to tell him he can't have an edge on his sword? How old are you, boy?
16.
Huh. I killed a man at 12. And not with a blunt sword.
Arya watched with worry as Rob whistles his pride wounded.
Let me do it. I can beat him.
Beat him with a tourney blade, then.
Joffrey shrugs and starts to turn away.
Come and see me, North boy. Once your balls thaw.
Laughter from Lannister man, Rob lost his temper.
I'll cut yours off, you little piss head.
Arya's and Jon's eyes widen in surprise, but Theon says Rob's arm to keep him away from the prince. Joffrey paints a yawn and turns to his younger brother.
Come, Tommen. Playtime is over. Leave the children to their games.
More laughter from the Lannisters, more curses from Robb. Theon continues to hold Robb back, now aided by Ser Roderick, until the Lannister party is safely away. Far from being frightened, Arya is thrilled. This is where she wants to be, among the rough and brawling boys.
You'd better get back.
I hate needlework. It's not fair.
Nothing is fair.
He messes her hair again and walks away, Ghost following silently. Reluctantly, Arya turns in the other direction. In the distance, she sees Septa Mordane waiting for her, along with Lady Catelyn herself. Neither looks pleased. Arya sighs and goes to take what she's got coming. Exterior, Dothraki encampment day. Outside the city walls of Pentos, hordes of Dothraki warriors, along with their women, children, and slaves, have gathered to celebrate their Khale's wedding day. An earthen ramp has been raised in the middle of a vast grass field. Dany sits beside Khal Drogo. Beautiful as she is in her wedding silks, she looks as scared as a trapped animal. Khal Drogo does not seem to notice her. He shouts commands and jests in his own tongue to his blood riders, who sit below him on the second highest level of the ramp. Also seated on that level are Jorah Mormont, Magister Illyrio, and Viserys, who looks splendid in a new black wool tunic with a scarlet dragon on the chest. They are in the midst of an urgent conversation, keeping their voices low. Illyrio waves languidly, rings glittering on his fingers.
Oh, trust me, the Khal has promised you a crown, and you shall have it.
When?
When the Khal chooses, when the omens favor war.
I piss on Dothraki Romans. I've waited 15 years to get my throne back. I'm tired of this country, tired of living with savages.
Above them on the ramp, Daenerys steals a glance at Khal Drogo. He seems unaware of her existence, staring at the grass below with no expression on his face. Daenerys turns to see what he's watching. Dothraki drummers pound on their horse-skin drums as a dozen young Dothraki women begin dancing for their call. The Dothraki are not a repressed people. The dance is overtly sexual, so overt that a warrior soon steps into the circle, grabs a dancer by the arm, pushes her to the ground, and takes her right there in front of the cheering crowd. Khal Drogo grins and nods. Evidently, this is appropriate wedding behavior. Daenerys watches with horror. Soon, a second warrior has grabbed a dancer, and then a third. The trouble begins when two warriors try to lay claim to the same woman. Both men draw their scimitars and begin swinging at each other. The combat is fast, brutal, and efficient, the steel blades blurring in the sunlight. Finally, one man misses a parry. An instant later, his entrails spill onto the dust, and he falls. The victor seizes a girl, not even the original girl they were fighting over, and the crowd roars in approval. Daenerys struggles to keep from vomiting. The platter of blood sausages in front of her does not help. Illyrio claps politely and explains to Viserys,
A Dothraki wedding without at least 3 deaths is considered a dull affair.
Khal Drogo stands and raises one hand. Instantly, the horde goes silent. The only noise is the bleating of a lost sheep. Drogo looks at Dany. There is no sign of mercy in his face. She realizes that everyone at the wedding is watching her. Finally, she stands. He nods and leads her down the ramp into the center of the field. Dany stands beside her new husband, encircled by her new tribe, looking very small and pale next to Drogo.
Oh, time for the girls.
Dothraki men surge forward, prostrating themselves before the Khal and laying down gifts in a growing pile. Medallion belts and painted vests, soft furs and silks, silver rings. Viserys approaches with a thin smile on his face. He leads 3 handmaids. 2 are Dothraki girls with black hair and almond-shaped eyes. The third is fair-haired and blue-eyed.
These are not common servants. Iri will teach you riding, Jackie the Dothraki tongue, and Doria the art of love.
He grins at Daria, who lowers her eyes.
It's quite good. Illyrio and I can vouch for that.
Ser Jorah approaches next, laying a small stack of old books before Dany and bowing deeply.
A small gift, my princess, but all a poor exile could afford. Songs and histories of the 7 kingdoms.
The gift touches Dany. She smiles and speaks for the first time at her own wedding.
Mini?
Don't you hear me?
Nope.
No.
Thank you, sir.
Ser Jorah is pleased that his gift is pleasing. He glances at Khal Drogo, bows again, and steps back. Illyrio snaps his fingers. 4 burly slaves hurry forward, bearing between them a great cedar chest bound in bronze. Illyrio bows low and gestures for Dany to open the chest. Inside, resting on a pile of fine velvets and damasks, are 3 large eggs, 1 green, 1 cream, 1 black. She takes one into her hands. The egg shimmers like polished metal. The surface of the shell is covered with tiny scales.
Dragon's eggs from the Shadowlands beyond Isai. The ages have turned them to stone, but they will always be beautiful.
Viserys, standing beside Ser Jorah, rolls his eyes.
Thanks, of course.
Fake or real, the egg mesmerizes Dany. She rolls it in her hands, letting the light play off the shell.
Thank you. Thank you, Magister. I owe you everything.
Khal Drogo walks into the crowd, and the Dothraki part for him. Daenerys, confused, tries to hide her anxiety. The Dothraki look back at her. To her, they are an exotic people, but to them, she's like a visitor from another planet. They have never seen a girl with silver hair and violet eyes before. Drogo reemerges from the crowd, leading a splendid young filly, gray as the winter sea. Everyone waits to see how Dany will react. Hesitantly, she reaches out to stroke the horse's neck, running her fingers through its mane. Drogo says something in the Dothraki tongue, and Illyrio translates.
Silver. For the silver of your hair, the call says.
She's beautiful.
Drogo steps forward, puts his hands on Dany's waist, and lifts her as easily as if she were a child's doll, and places her on the filly's thin saddle. The Dothraki stare at their new queen.
What should I do?
Ser Jorah answers for the Magistrar.
Well, take the reins and ride. You don't have to go far.
Dany gathers the reins and slips her feet into the stirrups. She squeezes gently with her knees, and the filly breaks into a trot. At first, Dany seems frightened, but as the crowd parts for her and the speed increases, she smiles. She sends the filly into a gallop through the campground, and now the Dothraki are hooting and laughing and shouting at her, impressed by their new Khaleesi's spirit. At full speed, Dany and the filly circle back, a little out of control. A fire pit looms ahead, directly in their path. They're hemmed in on either side by hollering Dothraki. There is no way out but straight ahead. The silver horse leaps the flames as if she had wings. The crowd cheers. Dany pulls up beside Illyrio.
Tell Khal Drogo he has given me the wind.
Vicky? Illyrio translates. Middle of the page.
The middle.
Right after Daenerys speaks.
I cannot see. I.
I can take over if you need me to.
Sure.
Illyrio translates the line, and for the first time that we've seen, Khal Drogo smiles. The Blood Riders bring forth the Khal's horse, a lean red stallion, and Drogo mounts. Viserys approaches Daenerys on her filly. He looks very pleasant as he grips his sister's leg. Make him happy. His fingers dig into her thigh, and Daenerys flinches. Khal Drogo trots off his stallion, and Dany follows behind, looking back at Viserys and Illyrio and Ser Jorah. The exhilaration that brightened her face a minute before is gone. The fear is back. Exterior meadow, dusk. Do you see Vicky, or shall I continue?
No, I can't. I'm trying. I don't know what to do.
That's okay, I got you. Drogo drives his stallion at a hard trot, the tiny silver bells in his long braid ringing softly as he rides. Dany follows behind. The sun is down and the darkening sky above her head is vast and ominous. They ride through a meadow of cattails and tall grass. Exterior, stream, dusk. Drogo stops at a grassy spot beside a gently flowing stream. He swings off his horse and lifts Dany off hers. She stands there, helpless and trembling in her wedding silks, while Drogo secures the horses to a nearby tree. When he returns, Dany starts to cry. Drogo stares at her, his face strangely empty of expression. He rubs away her tears with a calloused thumb.
No!
You know the common tongue?
No!
He touches her hair lightly, sliding the silver strands between his finger and murmuring softly in Dothraki.
No.
Dany does not understand the words, but there is a warmth in his tone, a tenderness she had not expected. He puts his fingers under her chin and lifts her head so she is looking him in the eyes. Drogo towers over her the way he towers over everyone. Taking her lightly under her arms, he lifts her and seats her on a rounded rock beside the stream. He sits on the ground facing her, legs crossed beneath him. Finally, their faces are at the same height.
No!
Is that the only word you know?
He doesn't reply. His long heavy braid is coiled in the dirt beside him. He begins to remove the rings and bells. After a moment, Dany leans forward to help. When they're done, Drogo nods. Dany hesitates and then understands. She begins to undo his braid. He sits silently watching her. When she is done, he shakes his head and the hair spreads out beneath him like a river of darkness. Now it's his turn. Drogo undresses her, his fingers deft and strangely gentle. He removes her silks one by one while Dany sits unmoving, staring at his dark eyes. When he bares her small breasts, she averts her eyes and covers herself with her hands.
No.
He pulls her hands away from her breasts, gentle but firm. He lifts her face again to make her look at him.
No.
He pulls off the last of her silks. She shivers in the evening wind. Khal Drogo, still sitting with his legs crossed, looks at her, drinking in her body with his eyes. He runs his hands gently down her leg. He strokes her face, tracing the curves of her ears, running a finger over her lips. He turns her around, kissing her, from the nape of her neck to the small of her back. He pulls her down into his lap. Dany is flushed and breathless. He cups her face in his huge hands, and she looks into his eyes.
No.
She takes his hand and moves it between her thighs.
Yes.
Exterior, Winterfell. Courtyard, dawn. Near the main gate, the king's hunting party is almost ready to leave. Holland, the horsemaster, checks the saddles. Other retainers sharpen spears and ready the hounds. Jory,
Jory,
Theon.
Theon, Sir Roderick, Benjen, and Tyrion outfit themselves. Tyrion does so very, very slowly, badly hungover. He looks like day-old death as he turns to Benjen.
If I get through this without squirting from one end or the other, it will be a miracle.
A few yards deeper into the courtyard, Ned sits on a bench, strapping a leather and steel vambrace to his forearm. He seems preoccupied and careworn as King Robert steps up behind him and gives him a friendly shake of the shoulders.
You as good with a spear as you used to be?
Ned smiles, hiding his worries from the happy king.
Jack, you want to take Ned till Vicky's back?
I'm sure. Ned, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm still better than you.
Robert laughs as one of the king's squires kneels beside Robert and begins lacing padded half-greaves onto the king's legs. Robert squeezes Ned's shoulder.
I know how much you love it up here. Coming south with me, serving as my hand. I know it's not what you wanted. You're a loyal friend. You hear me? A loyal friend. The last one I've got.
Ned stands. The two men clasp hands.
I hope I'll serve you well.
You will, and I'll make sure you don't look so fucking grim all the time.
Ned smiles and looks to the hunting party.
I hear the southern boars are twice as nasty as the ones up here.
Oh, you won't have time for hunting. You'll be too busy wrangling the snakes that call themselves my court.
The king laughs, throws his heavy arm across Ned's shoulders and leads him towards the horses. At the other end of the courtyard, Bran watches the hunting party mount their horses. He wants very badly to go with them, but he's too young. About 50 yards to his right, he sees Jon Snow sullenly watching the hunting party as well. Jon has been left behind himself for different reasons. Bran tries to wave to him, but Jon sulks off without seeing him. Bran sighs, his mood sinking further. But he hears a small growling at his feet. He looks down to see his wolf pup, as yet unnamed, jerking his head back and forth with Bran's pant leg clamped between his jaws. Finally, Bran smiles.
Come on, you!
He runs off. His wolf bounds after him. Exterior Winterfell, First Keep morning. With his wolf at his heels, Bran runs towards the First Keep, the oldest part of the castle. He reaches the squat round tower and looks up. The keep has been deserted for years. Its crown has begun to crumble and moss grows between the stones. High above, it is festooned with gargoyles leaning blindly over empty space. Bran turns to the pup.
That's you.
Lie down. Now stay.
The wolf does as he is told. Bran scratches him behind the ears, then finds a handhold in the keep wall and begins to climb, moving from stone to stone quickly and instinctively. When Bran is about 10 feet up, his wolf rises to his feet and begins to howl. Bran looks down. His wolf falls silent. There's something eerily imploring about the way the animal looks up at him through slitted yellow eyes. He doesn't want Bran to keep climbing. Bran starts climbing again. His wolf starts howling again. Bran shouts down sternly.
Quiet. Sit. Stay.
The wolf continues to howl until Bran is far, far above him. Then he drops back down onto his stomach and whines. Bran scrambles up the rough-cut stones of the ancient tower. He climbs with no fear and no hesitation. When he gets high enough, he begins swinging from gargoyle to gargoyle. He knows where to find every handhold and foothold. He is near the top when a woman's voice from inside the tower startles him, nearly causing him to lose his grip.
I don't like it. You should be the hand. Haley, that's you.
There's an honor I can do without. There's an honor I can do without. Far too much work involved.
Clinging to a gargoyle, Bran looks down past his dangling feet. The voices come from a row of glasses windows below.
Don't you see how dangerous this is? Robert loves the man like a brother. We'll have to watch him.
I'd rather watch you. Come back here.
Bran reaches for the next gargoyle over. It seems too far, but he won't make it. But Bran has climbed this tower 100 times. He swings over to the second gargoyle, straddles the stone monster's back, tightens his legs, and turns himself upside down. Perched like a bat, Bran is able to look in through the window. From his vantage, he cannot see the couple's faces. A fur cloak has been laid on the stone floor of the unlit chamber. A naked woman lies belly down on the fur. A naked man lies on his side beside her, mostly hidden by the shadows. Their voices echo strangely off the ancient stones.
Stark has never cared about the South. Never. He wants to move against us. Why else would he leave this place? He's like a king himself up here.
Maybe he just wants to be warm for the first time in his life.
The naked man grabs her by the hair and forces her to rise to all fours. She gasps with pain.
Oh, stop.
He does not stop. Keeping one hand on with her hair, he pushes himself to his knees. He seizes her hip with his free hand and pulls her towards him, thrusting deep into her.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Please.
Her voice is low and she does not push him away. The harder he pulls her hair, the more she moans. Bran has no idea what to make of all this. He tries to get a better view, and in doing so, his sleeve brushes against the stone edge of the empty window. The woman turns and stares right at Bran. Queen Cersei screams.
Ah!
Everything happens at once. Cersei pushes the man away, shouting and pointing. Bran tries to pull himself up, bending double as he reaches for the gargoyle's head. In his panic, his hands scrape uselessly against smooth stone. His legs slip and suddenly he is falling. He shoots out a hand and grabs the window ledge. His momentum forces him to swing against the hard wall. Hard, knocking the wind out of him, he dangles one-handed, panting. Faces appear in the window above him, Cersei and her twin brother Jaime.
He saw us.
As distraught as the queen looks, Jaime simply seems amused, watching the terrified boy with a small smile. Bran's fingers start to slip. He grabs the ledge with his other hand. Fingernails dig into unyielding stone. Jaime reaches down.
Take my hand.
Bran seizes Jaime's arm and holds on with all his strength. Jaime yanks him up to the ledge with no apparent effort and stands him on the windowsill.
What are you doing?
How old are you, boy?
8.
Now that he's safe, Bran trembles, realizing how close he came to dying. He releases Jaime's arm. Jaime looks at his sister. There is loathing in his voice.
The things I do for love.
He shoves Bran. The boy falls backward out the window, screaming, the courtyard rushing up to meet him. Somewhere in the distance, a wolf howls. Crows circle the broken tower.
The end of this episode.
Yes.
Yes. Great job, everyone. Great job. It's very fun to do that read today.
Sure. Jackie not knowing anything about this, and Vicky, I guess. What do you think of that ending? Holy
Yeah,
crap.
same too. I never seen this movie.
That's great. I
No,
love
the
that.
ending is really messed up. And like it was like a dun dun to everybody watching. We were like, what? And also,
Here for it.
might I say, can I get away with this on YouTube? Incest?
Oh yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah. A great
And it
pilot.
just gets crazier.
Yep, it doesn't.
Catherine, I need to leave now because it's 12 a.m. in my country. 12 p.m. in my country now. It's noon time now. I need to eat lunch now. So I need
Okay.
to say goodbye now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a great day, John. Bye.
Thanks for reading with us.
See you next week
Okay.
on December
Um,
on December.
December 2nd.
Bye.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
See you on December 2nd. Bye. I need
Right.
to eat lunch now. Bye.
All right.
See you next week.
Yeah, that was pretty close to the pilot episode, except for the scene with the second scene with the Dothraki when Daenerys gets married. There is no tenderness in that scene in the movie or in the film.
I mean, sure, I have trauma, but I block it. I remember watching that and it unblocked it in this weird like way of like just maybe being like a woman and like our like at all, you know? Like I can feel how uncomfortable that is. And I don't know, yeah. The Daenerys of it all in this episode, I mean, it's almost it's definitely the darkest part of this. And then, you know, the second episode, most of us know what happens, but with the different families, I mean, it's like a bunch of tragedy in a row. But this one was hard to watch, even, yeah.
I'm actually getting a little tired myself, so I'm
All
gonna
right.
go.
Well, we'll say good night, Heather. We'll see you next week
Thank
for
you.
Yes,
Good
you
night.
will.
the
Good night.
Bye,
Handmaid's
Heather.
Night.
Yeah. Bye. Take care. I also have to get going. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks for jumping in. It was nice
Thank
having
you.
an extra person to read today. So,
Yes, I really loved it. Thank you then. Thank you. Bye. Yeah.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
8 seasons of, and you know, and the whole Game of Thrones thing. I'm surprised you haven't watched it yet, Jackie, because it is such a metaphor for the War of the Roses, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities. I mean, if you think about it, the Lannisters, the Jaime, Cersei, and all them, they are rich and they kind of live in the western central part of the country, kind of like the Lancasters.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Starks live way up north, like the Yorks, Starks, Yorks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of, J.R.R. Martin or George R.R. Martin takes a lot from the England War of the Roses story to build his Game of Thrones. The Pentos, where Daenerys is in exile across the narrow sea, which would be like the
What would you say? Yeah.
the Lancasters out in exile. No, not Lancasters.
Yeah, the Targaryens are blonde, which
the
is
Targaryens are
weird.
blonde.
But they're what do you think the Targaryens? What do you think their like areas? I mean, they're almost an extinguished race almost at the top of this pilot because like have you heard of House of Dragons, Jackie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like their like it's like what would you say cat like 100 plus more than that like years set before, so it's showing those blonde people I don't know, the Targaryens when they were actually like thriving. So at the top of actually Game of Thrones, the reason why Daenerys is like the mother of dragons and how they have that kind of foreshadowing there is that race, I guess, of human in this world were able to birth dragons, and like the brother that you played and Daenerys are like one of the last two left. But there's a whole backstory with the Starks and a bunch of the kingdoms, which is like the realm, that, you know, they were all like kind of way back when, kind of keeping to themselves and allowing themselves to have their kingdoms. So like the whole Game of Thrones thing is like years and years in the future where everything isn't going well, and the only kind of successful kingdoms is King's Landing, which is run by the Lannisters, like where we
That's
meet.
London.
Yeah. Although the Starks are very prominent and a wonderful kingdom as well, they just, I don't know, they're in a snowy area. It's harder,
And rich, cash poor.
and their like larger thing is what's foreshadowed at the very beginning, which is the White Walkers, which is it's almost like Lear. I don't know, a lot of things that Shakespeare writes where there's like two separate stories going on, but that is a problem that they deal with secretively. And there's this thing called the Night's Watch that all of the kingdoms, like the kings of the kingdoms, know about these people, the White Walkers, but they like let the people of the North kind of deal with it because they have for quite some time as well. And that is a whole subplot that I almost don't want to even ruin for you.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that one too. But yeah, that wall, you can imagine that's Hadrian's Wall keeping out Scotland. In this
Yeah.
case, it's a lot worse than Scotland.
Yeah.
That they're trying to keep out.
It's more violent, and yeah, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that even is watching, right?
Yes, nothing against the Scots if you're listening.
Yeah.
The English would have thought about the Scots. Well, how the Seven Kingdoms think about what's beyond the wall is even worse.
Yes, and in this case, it's a bit more like, like fun Lord of the Rings kind of vibes.
Yeah,
But
there's
that is what J.R. Martin was like.
George Martin.
George Martin, my bad. J.R. Let's go for Tolkien there. Yeah, he was definitely. I love that you're bringing that up, Kat. Yeah, he's influenced by definitely like the War of the Roses and a lot of things.
So yeah, the Targaryens across the Narrow Sea would be like Henry Tudor, this future King Henry VII in exile. So there's a lot, not everything is perfectly symmetrical, but it's, very darn close. So in a lot of aspects, and just like the War of Roses, there's a lot of dying. So we'll see a lot of characters get killed off over the next 8 seasons. So yeah,
Wow.
just
People
met
talk
quite a
about
few
it
of
dropping
characters.
off at a certain season. I'm like, what? Because I don't know. I was very lucky, like I said at the top of this, like to see the pilot when there was 2 seasons already. Because I mean, the first 3 to 4 seasons of the show is amazing, Jackie. It's like really good. And to the viewers, if people haven't watched it, they're filler episodes, which actually are a breath of fresh air. So you really can binge watch it pretty well as well. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like Breaking Bad or something where it's like, every episode's like an hour plus. Like some of them are
Shorter.
pretty freaking short, and it helps. The way that it was such a phenomenon, though, was that when they would put those filler episodes in, we'd be like, what happens next? Like by the time you get caught up, right? And HBO was real clever with that. But it was a great way of doing that to keep audiences engaged and stuff. But yeah, the first 3 to 4 seasons, like just every episode is amazing, and it's like it sets up plot in like the best way that you want out of a show. It because it takes its time, right? I love character development. I love, like, I guess, quote unquote filler episodes when it's done like the writers of Game of Thrones did for like the first 4 to 5 seasons. I mean, it was
I'm not quite sure what you mean by filler episode, because every episode I've watched, and I watched to like season 6, I think, seems to be, there's so many plot lines going on.
maybe that's what it is. Yeah, like the filler episode would.
C-plot.
Yeah, like I guess I would say it's more B plot. You're correct, because all of a sudden we'd go back to Daenerys and we're like wondering what's happening to her when she's at that one kingdom where she's essentially sold off by her brother Jackie, who you played, and she has a horrible hell of a time before people take her seriously, which is when something big happens and to do with the dragons. But like for that whole time. Khal Drogo, it's like they do actually fall in love. There's just like a lot of B plot. You're right, Kat. And they're not filler episodes. It's just like, oh, all of a sudden we're revisiting this, but it's a 30-minute episode, and then you're like, and then another group of characters get that 30-minute episode, and you're jumping around, but it is well done. That's why I said also, right, like if you're able now to stream it and it's all out, like, ooh, it's so bingeable. It's just so bingeable, especially the first 4 seasons, yeah. Because those quote unquote filler episodes are like so good too, and it still pushes the plot of these B plots. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like even with like a big familiar epic like Star Wars, you know, you've got like Luke Skywalker over on Dagobah during his Jedi training, while Han and Solo and Leia are way over here, and you have to jump back and forth a lot, but you don't see them for a while.
Right. That's so true. I love that. And that was a phenomenon too for those movies. They were like, what happened next? Yeah,
Or like the Wheel of Time series. Have you read that one, Jackie? Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan? Oh my God, it's like 14 epic books.
I saw and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
It takes
Sometimes
about
I'll be like, no.
where everyone is by the end, but
I'll put that in my notes. What is it called again?
The Wheel of Time.
Okay,
And
I will.
they have started a mini series of that one too. They don't know how many. I think they've got 2 or 3 seasons in. The books are far better. But
hear.
the
I want to read more.
story is amazing. Also, when they finally finished the last 3 books, the Wheel of Time series, the author wrote like 10 or 11 books and then died.
No, oh my
The
God.
story wasn't done.
Way
And
to
then
laugh.
for 20
Oh my
years
God.
before they hired someone else to finish the story, you
Yeah.
know. And the last 3 books are again back to being great because the original author kind of got off track a little bit by book 11.
You're like,
Yeah.
yes, and R.I.P. Oh my God.
So yeah, I've read that series twice, 2 or 3 times now because it's so good.
Oh,
But yeah,
wow.
it's one of the longest written in terms of like number of words. You know, it's not in the top, maybe top 10, but it's probably in the top 20 at least of the longest series.
So I was like, I can't do it. Can't do it.
I was listening to a podcast, and the romantic fiction novels, like, I guess the most I can think of is, I don't know, some group did one. Hold on. Thorns and Roses. No, that was.
Romantic fiction is in like romance novels?
Yes, they are still like, are selling billions of copies. Like, people still buy those books all the time. It's like kind of the most bought book under the Bible, I think, like that genre. So it's still like there, which I just wanted to shout that out. I mean, I guess it's
I've
still
read quite a
alive.
few.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't read any in a long time, but I have read quite a few.
Yeah, some of them are great. I'm trying to think. I did a reading of Billy's, I think, and they did I'll look it up in a sec. But yeah, I thought that was just fascinating. I don't know. They're still like, of course, critically panned by like some dorks, right? But I mean, if people are reading them, it's a great industry. But it's bigger than I thought. I did not know.
I like the ones that are set in like, you know, the 1700s in England or something. Those are
Yeah, that yeah. If anything, I would want it to be a period piece.
feel too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a fun script.
Yes.
But yeah, you have to be willing to be like, you know, you're thinking, okay, it can't get any worse, and then they do something else, and it's like, oh my God. And then you're like, okay, and you're just processing that, and then next up, like, they did what?
They're
You
all
know, and
terrible.
it's they don't hold back. Let me just put it
Except for the Starks. The Starks are great. Like, when are they not, you know? It sucks, sorry. For the future episodes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you should at least watch the first season, and then you'll see how
Yeah.
much that is so much like the Game of Thrones is so much like the War of the Roses. So
Yeah, for me, I'm not very good with, watching shows, like dedicating, unless I'm watching
Yeah,
it
totally.
with somebody. Like the pandemic was a good time for that, which is why I watched all of Lost. I'd never watched Lost. I watched it all during the pandemic and like 2 other shows, I think too. Like I think Alias was one that I watched from beginning to end during the pandemic, and like one more show. And then that was it. I was like, I'm back to work, back to
yeah,
life.
It takes a lot of time.
It does.
And that's why I haven't finished the series.
Yeah, and I'm not a binger. Like after like a
I
couple of
do.
hours, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. It's been 4 episodes. Okay, let's get out. Let's go do something.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself with like just I got so entrapped with Game of Thrones for sure. Like I think I've seen maybe the whole thing twice for like a
Of Game of
human
Thrones?
being. Like the whole thing twice for one human being. That was like I've never seen it. That's how much I was dedicated. I was like, we'll watch it. And then when I got to like the third time, kind of petering through the couple of seasons, I was like, I need to go home. I need to go home. You know what I mean? Even if I was home, I was like, I need to stop. This is
I'm
stupid.
sleep.
Like I'm just, like I was like, I remember every episode, and some of it's really dark. Like
Yeah.
literally, some of it's so dark, Jackie. So it's like, what am I doing to my mental health by watching?
Not your mental health.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
God.
really funny. Oh, it's Kyle's group. What's Kyle's group, Jackie? Do you remember?
Kyle?
It's not Zooming the movies, but it's
Oh, yeah. The other one, reads or Tuesday. No, not Tuesday reads. I know what you're talking about. Kyle's, group. That was offshoot of Zooming the movies. I forget what it's called.
yeah. I was trying to look that up because she did.
Script? Maybe Script Tuesday or like,
Oh, that sounds like right. Yeah,
yeah, it
script.
was Script something.
Scripts with friends. You got me there.
Scripts with friends. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Oh, they did a reading of like a court of thorns and roses. That
Oh yeah, I really wanted to do that. I haven't, I have the whole series, but I've not watched it, but I know how popular that series is.
The
Like people are
book.
in love.
The books are like the people like buy the
They love that
crap out of
series.
them. Yeah.
Oh, I know. People are talking about it for forever. I mean, I think they're in talks of doing a show or a movie about the series somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, but I like Kat, you were saying like sometimes books are better. Like I think this is the case of that. But like of course, yeah, Netflix is gonna pick up something for it,
Oh,
because it's that freaking popular. Yeah.
it's so popular, they'll get so much money.
The author only wrote 5 books when they started filming book 1, and they went to 8 seasons, and he couldn't write the
Yes.
3 seasons.
For Game of Thrones. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Like,
there's-
too much.
He went to
they filmed
conventions
after it.
even, and they were like, "When's it coming out?" Like,
I
almost-
remember people
Yeah,
were
yeah.
pissed. They were like, yo,
Yeah.
finish writing the book.
George Martin.
George Martin was like, yo.
Like it's horrible. They're like
If the book's
shaking
written
him.
first, I'll
Yeah,
usually read
I
the book
remember.
first and then watch the movies. And if the movie's done first and the book comes after, I usually watch the movies and then go read the book.
Yeah.
But in this case, you can't do it either way because the book isn't done yet and the movies are finished.
Right.
And I guess for like House of Dragons, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Kat, but like he did write like those like
I
already.
did read those.
Like,
Yes,
yeah,
I read those.
yes.
I haven't seen the films yet or the episodes yet.
Yeah, but at least those books are out, and I think that's why they gave him like a second contract, because otherwise like, they were like, "Well, people want this and need it. You did write those early ones, all right, we'll
course,
give you another million or whatever. I don't know.
What plays on film and what plays on screen, is different than what you can do in a book. And so, you can spend hours in a book describing, say the Dothraki encampment, but you can't spend hours on that in a screenplay, So you have to change things occasionally, for dramatic effect.
I want to blow Jackie's mind too. Guess who plays Carl Drogo? I also call him Carl
Oh no,
Drogo.
I know it's Jason Momoa.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
actually kills it. Like they put him in brown contacts, and
Okay.
like I don't know, he embodies that. I guess they're not a tribe. They're very barbaric.
Savages.
though. They're very barbaric, yeah.
Yeah.
And he is really good at acting in that. I mean, I honestly don't think I've seen him act better.
I hear. I mean, that's what made him famous was Game of Thrones. Really, that's what really
Yeah.
propelled him into Hollywood.
Kind of awesome too. He's like, I guess American, whatever, but like Hawaiian native, like not like
Yeah.
most of the cast members were definitely British, like
Yeah.
Very rarely. What is Jorah? No, he's British. Do you know who I'm talking about, Kat?
I know the.
He gives me like a Clint Eastwood vibe, but I think he's probably British.
Yeah, there are a few Americans, but not a lot.
Yeah, there are a few, like more than him, but not a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember who plays him.
Yeah, no, listen, I read a lot about Game of Thrones just because I didn't read or watch, I didn't watch the TV show or read the books doesn't mean that I lived in a vacuum. Like I
No, I
know most of
I
the
live in a
people, the
vacuum.
actors.
There's no way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way. There could be. Like I even read about the Red Wedding. Like I read about.
Yeah. I remember like going to work and being like, or I went
the
to a
mother of
rehearsal.
dragons, and arguments, and people being like, "Oh, fuck the ending." Excuse my French, because they hated the last season. Like I read and heard so many conversations about this show. I was like, cool, awesome.
Scottish. The character who plays Jorah Mormont is Scottish.
Oh, he's
Ian
he's so like beautiful. I don't know. You're really like, I don't know. But as for an older man, he's very,
Like he's quite beautiful.
just
This
like
man.
very
He
beautiful.
also plays Manfred Powell in Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
I've
Oh,
seen
I saw
him
that
act.
movie.
Carlisle in Downton Abbey.
I really liked his acting. That's what. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I love him as an actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah. Oh,
He's done Hamlet, Macbeth, and Henry V too. So that kind of explains
Ooh,
things.
yeah, Henry V.
I'm not saying this weird. Who is the eunuch in the Game of Thrones series? Because I want Jackie to play that. Like, I just feel like you'd have so much fun with him.
I
No.
saw the eunuch and I was like,
No,
okay.
he's like powerful, like later.
Oh, yeah,
Like he's like
sly.
he's so smart. He's kind of
Yes.
actually the smartest character in the whole thing.
Oh,
You agree?
Played by Conleth Hill,
Yes, and he is so brilliant in it as
Northern
well.
Irish actor.
Wow, and he talked like that. He had the weird. That's not an Irish accent that he used. Whoa, he's very talented.
He's won
He-
2
he-
Laurence Olivier Awards. 2
Ooh.
That means he's a freaking play actor. Oh, that makes me happy. They're stacked. That cast is stacked.
Yeah, I wish, they had hired me, but we can't we can't have everything.
Gotta move to England.
Like, hey, can you hire me on the next? I hear the new offshoot that they have is doing House of Dragons or whatever is doing really well, and they're thinking about doing another offshoot. And I was
Yes,
like,
there's,
hire me for the third offshoot.
Yeah, I
We
tell you
need
about
more
that.
diversity. You're a little bit too white, friends. A little too white.
Oh, though, yeah, I will agree. They put people of color in it, right? But like, it looks like they shoved that in there, right? Truly, yeah. Because it just, well, the actors are good, but yeah, I know what you mean, Jackie, because it's like the original idea of the Targaryens is like white people with blonde hair.
I mean, this is
And
a
then in House of
fictional
Dragons, they're like putting people of color.
world. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can
No,
say,
exactly.
you know what? We were joking. This is actually quite diverse. Like, do whatever you want.
I'm going to say this really quickly, but I still think the dawn of humanity is based in Africa. So I think we're all descendants of black people. So yeah, like why wouldn't you freaking incorporate that? I don't know. But there are, yeah. In the first season, who am I thinking of? Who's like betrays Daenerys, and he is a man of color. He's a black man. He.
Oh no! I need to just he
First
You know
betrays.
what I'm talking about,
Oh,
Kat?
you mean the vendor in the marketplace?
Yes, and he like brings Daenerys into the like actual castle. Was it in this
Okay.
episode, or is it after?
Not
I
in
think
this
it's episode 2.
It's-
Yeah,
So
he's
the
introduced to
down the
episode.
line.
His demise is really, really well done. Good gosh, it messed me up.
Spoiler
It's always dark.
alert.
Everything's dark in this thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, next week is also dark. We're reading The Handmaid's Tale, and it starts
Oh.
off violently and gets worse. I
Oh.
believe. I only read
I am down. I
That's
want
another
to do that
show I
so
really
bad.
want to watch, but I've never watched.
I've never seen
Okay,
it.
then I get the lead role, Kat. No, I'm kidding. I'm just
Which
kidding.
is what?
I'll
Which
do the
one?
eyes. I'll do the.
I haven't seen it.
Elizabeth, you haven't either?
I haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale. I know about it, you know, because I'm familiar with it. I haven't read the book, but I've heard
Both
about
of
it.
you watch the
heard good
pilot.
things.
It's quick. Just watch the pilot. It's
Why?
I'm not sure I can
Just
watch it.
oh, well, I know Jack. You like doing things cold. I know. But God dang it, it's so good. It's
So
like
which character do you want, Haley?
Elizabeth Moss's character, and I know her name is June. It's June. See, I went there. That's how much I love it. I would have bullshitted that and just said Elizabeth Moss's character, June. But she's also off Fred, which means of
Offred.
Fred, which is so messed up. That's how messed up the whole play is. Or I mean, sorry, show, book, all of it.
That's hilarious.
Concept. Mhm.
Like if you married John, a man John, and you had to be the handmaid of John, Jackie, you'd be like of John. Ew.
Yeah, I actually read. I did a couple of episodes with another group of The Handmaid's Tale, and I know the book. Like again, that's another. There's some TV shows like Game of Thrones, Handmaid's Tale. You can't get away with unless you hide under a rock or you
Like
don't
me.
talk to people.
Right.
I mean, some people aren't. I'm a teacher. I have to talk to students about the things they like, and so I talked a lot about, Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, Handmaid's Tale, Walking Dead. Like what?
They're all
so
coming
many
to you like,
TV
did
shows
you
that
see
people
last
love.
night's episode? Yeah.
Facts, facts. So I know a lot about these shows, but I've never watched them.
Yeah. I remember you telling me like early on in our friendship, you were like, I just don't have time. When I
don't.
am laying down, I am sleeping.
I'm like, listen, there are 24 hours in a day. I already use like 18 or 19 hours of those days. So I'm like, by that time, I'm done. I'm ready to go to sleep.
I remember I used to joke
Luckily,
with you one day.
After Handmaid's Tale, we're going to take a week off, and then we'll do the Muppets Christmas Carol.
It's fun.
Yep. Which is, I haven't put the event page up for that yet. And then we're still taking requests. Vicky and I are going to put hopefully a schedule together for 2026. So send me a script or two that you want to read before the end of December.
I mean, I want to do some Black Mirror episodes. I have a couple that I love.
All right, send me the
Please.
script.
Yeah,
Send me the
those
script, I'll get
and
it on the
Doctor
calendar.
Who episodes. I would love to redo some Doctor Who episodes. If you
You
have
could even do
to.
like 2 in one night or something, right? Because some of them are like shorter cast or smaller
Depending on
casts.
the length, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I have like Doctor Who and his wife, and then the one about Van Gogh. I think we've already done at least one. I think we did the Van Gogh.
I think I might have the one about the bees. Do you remember that one?
I don't have that one.
It's
Who,
that
which
one's
doctor?
really
'Cause I have
good.
some Matt
No, I'm-
Smith and some David Tennant episodes.
It's a Black Mirror episode, and it has
Oh,
to do
Black Mirror. Oh, I remember the bees one. Yeah.
Yes, I think I have that somewhere, and I loved reading that.
I want to rewatch the whole like series, save for like a few, which I'm like, I don't care about this one.
Yeah, try and do that. Like even if you fall asleep to it, because they're so good.
But I
They're
prefer to
really
watch it with people. That's my thing. Like I used to use Black Mirror as an English class exercise. I would put an episode with
No,
my
that's
more advanced students. Yeah, and we would then talk about it, like the one about the prime minister, and which is based on a real story.
Oh,
Having
all of
to
them.
screw a pig in, or to save his wife, that to save the princess or whatever.
In newer ones, he saves his wife by like putting something in her brain because she's getting like early dementia, and then instead, like what happens is she starts spouting out ads, and she's like, I don't like this. Like she has cancer, brain cancer. That's what it was. Yeah, and they like put a chip in her brain to help her, and she's fine. And then all of a sudden, she's like in the middle of conversation. It's like $2 broccoli like at HEB, like it's crazy. And it's like, do you like, and she's like, I don't like this. Like the wife wants to like have this end, and the husband's like, I'm sorry. And then they take her to a place, and freaking Diana Ross's daughter, what is her, Tracy Ellis Ross is like this woman, and she's like, we can offer you an upgrade, and then the ads will go away. It's like so touching on modern, like crazy, like ad stuff. So I could so see that being in a college course. Yeah, like just breaking down Black Mirror episodes. Yeah, it was amazing. That was a great concept.
Yeah, and we had debates over it. I was like, if you were the prime minister, what would you do?
If you loved your wife and she was, yeah, it's like,
I would,
be an acting
just
class.
ask. It was fascinating, especially like I had Saudi students, Japanese students, and like culturally, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, right, also plays a part in these moral
Yes.
dilemmas. So
Well, they
it
write
was
this so well.
great.
Whoever writes for Black Mirror, I mean, I know they win Emmys, but it's like, you know, you don't.
I'm like, please hire me. Please put me in a couple of episodes. I promise you, I'll be one of your stars, not one of your lamer
No.
Black Mirror episodes.
I almost
but
want to
with a
like
better one.
write for that stuff sometimes. Not like, but like, oh, if I could act in it. Oh yeah.
I want to act in it. Yeah, I'm like, you guys write it. Let me be in it. Like Black Museum is one of my favorite. And then some of the good ones. I really like Hang Up the DJ, though it's fucking messed up. Like in this world of dating, it's so apropos.
What about the one where it was like American Idol-y and they were like,
I
just
don't
wanna
like that
get-
one.
I don't, yeah, that one makes
Episode 3. Yeah,
Oh,
the American
same with the
Idol
one where she's like running, she's like drugged and she's like running and she's in this like simulation, she thinks, but really it was like, no, it ended up being a simulation the whole time. But they like drugged her to make her feel like she like did
Oh
something.
yeah,
You know
that
what I'm
was
talking
so
about?
messed up. Yeah,
That was
there are so many messed up ones. San Junipero is a nice one. Like there's some
Right?
episodes
Love
that are
that one.
happy.
Yeah.
I love
And even
San.
the one with that I was talking about with Rashida Jones and the cancer and the like ads, like
Yeah.
it made me cry near the end, like damn near the end. Like I was like, this is touching. But yeah, that the one that we were just talking about, oh my God. So she's like, yeah, she's on a reality show the whole time and she got
Yeah, that was ugh.
Oh, it was
Or the
hard.
Uber one. You know, the one where like they put a like or dislike. I hate that episode. And I just because I feel like it's so real. We're gonna get there. Where we're already there, right? For Uber, you know, the writers rate you just as much as you rate the writer. Like I have a
Very first.
4.89 on my Uber rate, and some people have told me that that's not a great rating, y'all, out of 5. They're like,
Not even that great.
4.89? Be careful, don't go any lower than like some drivers have legit told me, don't go any lower than 4.8. You won't get anyone to pick you up. And I was like, what? Whereas in France, I kid
That
you
would be a
not,
good thing.
3.8 is a good score out of 5. I had a driver, I was with some Americans and we ordered an Uber and it was like a 3.2. And my friends were like, absolutely fucking not. And then when they arrived, they were like, wait, they were really good drivers. Why do they have such a low score? So they asked me to ask because I speak French. So I did, and it was like, oh no, 3.2 is a good rating. And he was like,
That's
well, it's
like,
above average.
why is that scary to me? Or it's like maybe just some like funny cultural thing. Like
It
they,
is.
like,
It's totally cultural because they were like,
Yeah.
oh, almost nobody here has a 4-star rating.
ew,
Like,
that means
that's
it's
a really
the,
good
it's
rating.
The tourists. It's the tourists being like, they didn't give me a water. 3.
No. It's the culture because in France, it's true that perfection
I think
doesn't
that.
exist. So like 4.0 to 5.0 means like you are exceptional. You are rarest of the rare. So
I
like
see.
for them,
That was my second thought. Was like
yeah,
maybe they also are like the opposite is of what I was thinking. Is like they scale just like properly.
they do. 3.0 to 4.0 for them is like good. It's a good
Yeah,
rating.
yeah. It's not like
So
mid,
if it's
like how we call it.
between 4 and 5, then does
What
that
did you
mean
say,
that
Kat?
if it's between 4 and 5, do people just like, oh, you're overachievers? Or are they
Yeah.
like, you know, oh, good for you?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
how cool.
they're just like, oh, good for you. Like, wow.
Yeah,
This
like the
must be
French
like
are like, it's
bougie service.
okay, you're 4.5.
Right. You're gonna give me some water and some snacks and give me like you know, aristocracy service. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna cut on out because it's tomorrow and it's my last day before Thanksgiving and I'm hosting and I need to get the rest of my house picked up
Please.
and some more grocery shopping to do. So
Oh God. Well, if
hopefully I
you,
will see you next week or for
yes,
the Christmas Carol in 3 weeks.
I'll see you next week for sure. I'll be there. I may be a little late, I may not, but I'll join for The Handmaid's
Right?
Tale. I have a
Yeah.
Zoom read, but I think it'll be done by 9 p.m.
Okay.
So I should be there. Yeah.
If you could put that in the comments or something, so I in the on the event page, so I don't forget. It won't cast you in the first half. So,
I should still be there by 9. It's just, yeah, I should be there because
All
it's
right, well,
a
that sounds good.
90-minute show that we're doing a read through for. So, and I will leave. I will tell them I'm leaving right at 9.
All right. Well, that works.
Excellent.
All
And
right.
if you decide you want to play tomorrow for the last days of Judas Iscariot, join us. If not, I'll see you next week.
I'll probably be cooking, but we'll see.
I feel that. I feel that.
All right. Well, good night. And
Thank
I
you for
will-
hosting, Kat.
Yep. You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye, Haley. Bye, Kat.
Bye, Haley. Wherever you are.